Just sitting there rubbing your face, riding that shit.
I'm talking I'm a good I'm trying to go lobby to lobby with some model chicks, body to body. They like T.I. flow, golly so golly. I feel like Ali Muhammad. I'm the greatest, now they all come surround me. They used to play me on the phone.
Oh, wait,
so I
no.
pass it right by me. I see I'm out, I climb it.
Oh, so you're trying to.
I'm taking off like a rocket.
Oh, we're live. So you just tried to come for me on
now I move like Sonic out of space. I need a comet to go.
Listen.
I got some niggas that will bury your type.
You're not supposed to scrub your face, guys. This is Speak Up on High Vibe. I am Akema Umba. And you're not supposed to scrub your face. Tidbit. A pro tip for everyone out there who needs it, who may be scrubbing their face. I'm looking at you. Anyways, how was your week and your weekend one way? What'd you do? What were you up to?
I was up to the usual work schedule and hanging out. Zion Iman,
Whoop whoop. Whoop whoop.
Shout out to them. I need a bigger whoop whoop. Come on, that was Zion Iman.
Whoop whoop.
Hey! Speak up, it's Monday. It was just Sunday yesterday.
It was.
Sunday was chill. We chilled. We went to the park.
We did.
We be at the park.
Yeah. River Legacy is like the best place. It's my favorite place. Definitely my favorite place I think it's probably my favorite place on this earth. It's like the eighth wonder of the world for me.
Need to travel. Passport in action.
I already have my passport.
Okay. Use
it. First of all, it's someone who pay for my plane ticket, pay for my food, my travel, pay for where I'm gonna stay. Go ahead. You're more than welcome, and I will get every stamp anywhere. I even let you pick the place.
For sure.
Oh, so you're saying because I said that as a woman, I'm sounding demanding?
You know, it sounds okay. You sound like you know what you want.
Okay. Anyways.
What's the topic for today?
The topic for today is moral decline.
All right, for sure. Moral decline. But
How
I'm
do
on
you
a
feel about
rise.
that?
So do we really want to talk about the decline?
Are your morals on the rise? That's the topic. That's the discussion. Is your morality heightened in this day and age or lessened?
Compared to when?
Compare the past.
Let's get a good time period.
You can.
What is the past?
You
We're
can
not-
even
we're not
okay. Hold
seeing-
on. Okay, here's the thing. You can compare to the different generations. Like what our parents were doing during their generation is
Do
different.
we really know what our parents were doing?
I mean, not our parents specifically, but like our parents.
Time period.
Yeah, parents like generation and stuff.
All right, we could do that.
Yeah, so comparatively from like your mom's and dad's generation, do you feel like you have more morals and like a better understanding of what's right and wrong, good and bad than they do? Oh, he tried to say something real slick, real quick, but he couldn't.
Real slick, real quick.
But he couldn't.
It's not that I couldn't. It's just I had to reevaluate it. You said my mom and my parents, or my mom and dad, versus me and morality. I'm gonna go ahead and give it to them.
You think they have more morals?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I would say, I would agree in certain ways. I think they had more morals. Like, they had more of an understanding of, like, good and bad, right and wrong. But morals are so, relative that it's by culture, it's by environment, it's by, like, geographical. Morals really depend on kind of everything influences your morality. Like, everything influences, like, how you are and what you believe as good and what you believe as bad. And, sometimes, like, there'll be people who, there are probably, Islam cultures who look at the American culture and think that we have a lack of morality because, we the way we dress, how we speak, the censorship in our media, like these are things that kind of influence our morality compared to what they do and how they believe and what they are willing to accept as good and bad.
Okay.
Do you feel like you have good morals nonetheless? Like you have a good understanding of what's good and what's bad?
Definitely. I mean, I'm still here. I'm in jail. I haven't been to jail. I haven't been locked up.
Knock on wood.
Don't even need to knock on wood. It's not hot, man. It's so not hot. Let's just get that clear.
Knock on wood.
Let's not
for
even
me.
go there. Yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to say that I'm a saint and I do everything good, but as far as just knowing how to keep myself out of major trouble, definitely good at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So keeping yourself out of major trouble is good morals.
Stay in the gym.
Being in the gym is good morals.
Yes. It's incredibly good morals.
There's gym in jail.
There's gym in jail.
You can make gym in jail.
He said, "Is it? Gym is everywhere."
So how's that good or bad morals if you're in the gym?
Well, using that.
A serial killer can use the gym as, lifting their dead bodies. That's what I'm saying.
Who would bring a dead body to a workout?
A serial killer. They don't
That
think
is sick,
straight.
but I guess it's sick in your world.
Exactly. Morality. It's relative. Sickness is mental sickness that's not necessarily diagnosed. I mean, I feel like, mental health, not mental health, mental disabilities, not disabilities, what am I trying to say? Mental, people who are psychopaths or sociopaths or something like that, I just feel like, yes, they do a lot of wrong. I would never try to condone what they do, but it's also, the society that we've created has said that you're not supposed to do this and you're supposed to act a certain way and you're supposed to do things a certain way, and there's only social deviants, if anything, because they go out, they manipulate, they kill, they beat, they whatever, but that's just because we see it bad, because that's the society that we've grown up in, to believe that doing those things are bad. But they could be justified in their own right, because that is their reality. If you try to compare my reality compared to a sociopath's reality, so it's are there morals?
Trying to say who's to say what's good or bad?
Who's to say? Where do you feel like you've got your morals from?
My environment, places that I've been all my life, starting from California all the way here.
So because of that, you've shaped into this, one way that you are now.
Of course.
However, there could have been a possibility, an option for you to be somebody completely different, and your morals say that you see, people being killed, you just say, people die, so why can't I take their life? Why can't I be the one to take it? Or you see people being beat on, women being beat on, you think is, that's what you're supposed to do. If a woman disrespects you, you beat her, or you, I don't know, you don't know how, the social cues you pick up on, you just mimic other people's social cues. There's a fly.
I mean, I feel like it all starts from one basic thing. You treat people how you want to be treated. I mean, we could go by the cues, what you mimic.
That's hard.
How?
That's hard.
How?
Because
if I wouldn't want my mom to get beat, so why would I go throw that into my reality that I'm beating women?
No. But it's like you said you treat people how you want to be treated.
Exactly.
But that's not necessarily the way it should go. It should be you treat people the way that they should be treated.
How should it? How are you gonna tell me how I feel?
No, I'm just
be treated.
Because it's you may want to be treated with this crazy utmost respect. You might want to be called sir and blah blah blah. So you treat other people like that, but there are some people who don't like being called sir, or there's some people who don't like being called ma'am, or there's some people who don't like, you know, certain things. So it's like you're treating them the way you would want to be treated,
Exactly.
but that's not the way they want to be treated.
If they're in my reality and they respect me, then I'll treat them exactly the way that I feel I would want to be treated, because it's my life.
But
I don't have to talk to you. So if you want to talk to me, I'm going to treat you the way I would want to be treated.
But I'm saying that's the way it should be, is that how they feel that they would want to be treated. Like, I would want to be treated the way I want to be treated. If I say I want respect out of this, you know, realm of conversation, and you don't feel like I deserve that respect because that you don't feel like there's respect in that conversation, so you just treat it like it's whatever, I'm going to feel offended. But you're treating me the way you would want to be treated, but I don't see it as, like, the way I want to be treated. It's not respectful. It's not something that I want.
Okay.
You get that?
Yeah.
So it's like, that's what, you know, the golden rule is, you know, you treat people the way you want to be treated. It's a good rule, but it's also like, that's hard because
but there's flaws in everything. You just painted a nice flaw to a pretty good system. Now, I'm not even trying to do you like that, but like, that's exactly what you did.
I'm just
98% of the time, that'd be a good way to go by it. You painted a picture of what 2% of people saying, I don't want to be called sir, or however they would
those
feel
are just
in a
examples, but I'm just
respectful
saying,
situation. I know it's examples.
but I'm just saying you should be treating people like, yes, you should treat people the way you want to be treated if you respect yourself. Like, some people don't like themselves and they treat people, oh, so if I don't like myself and I don't want to be treated right, so I'm going to just treat everybody like
Do you
crap.
think I respect myself?
It's not about you. It's not about you.
It's not about me, and I'm
it's not about you.
in the morning to come to speak up.
It's not about you specifically in this example that I'm giving. It's not about you
Give me a Jane Doe
specifically.
and give me a John Doe.
Okay, a Jane Doe and John Doe. What do you mean?
Example of people.
That's what I'm giving you right now. I'm saying if I don't respect it, if Jane Doe doesn't respect herself, all right, and she doesn't, you know, appreciate her own existence or whatever,
Right,
and she
so
just
this
craps
is a
on it.
scenario that has nothing to do with us.
No.
Break it down.
It's like we're going to watch a nice little movie. Jane Doe doesn't respect herself. She doesn't, you know, think that she, you know, deserves any good in life. She doesn't think that people should speak to her correctly, or she doesn't think that
People should do that. She doesn't think people should do that to her.
no, she doesn't think that people should like care, you know,
okay.
like at all. So she doesn't care because she doesn't care. She puts that out that she doesn't think everybody else should
Right.
care. So she then, if she follows the rule of treating people the way she thinks she wants to be treated,
Right.
that is gonna come off whenever she treats, like, she's gonna treat people without respect. She's not gonna give them any like good or give them any energy that's going to help them move forward in their life or in the day or in the conversations that she's having. So it's going to be like, that's what I look at, is just like, how can I say, oh, I want to be treated like amazing. I'm going to treat everybody else like amazing. But this person over here doesn't think that they're amazing, or doesn't think blah, blah, blah. So they treat me like crap because that's what they think that they want to be treated like, you know? So I'm just going to treat you how you want to be treated. You show me how you want to be treated, I'll treat you like that. You know what I mean? Like, that's really what it comes down to. I'm not going to push my agenda onto you. You do what you want. You're your own person. You're your own entity. I'll treat you how you want to be treated.
So if a person wants to be disrespected, you have it in your heart to just disrespect them?
I have it in my
Because they
heart.
want to?
I have it in my heart to not surround myself around them.
Of course you have it in your heart to not surround yourself around.
That's what I'm
I was
saying.
saying in my topic. I
Okay.
was saying I wouldn't have them around. I'm going to base it off my reality.
Right.
Exactly.
That's what, but you were talking about for treating people the way that
I would
you want to be treated. Yeah. I'm saying if I treat people the way they want to be treated. So in your reality,
Right.
you're talking about people being treated the way you want to be treated.
Definitely.
And if they don't want to be respected, or they don't want to be called sir, or whatever example, you cut them and you're like, okay, I just won't put myself around you. I respect that. But I'm saying the way that I believe it should be is that you treat them the way that they want to be treated. because it's like then you can also cut them off as well, because that's always not cut them off, but like not surround yourself around them. That's always an option, because you don't have to be around. You're not, I don't have to be around these people that don't respect themselves and treat me like crap because they don't, want to treat themselves well. But I choose to put myself in this situation. So it's like, that's what I feel. I got off topic of morality.
Kind of, but
yeah.
All right, say so you choose to put yourself in that situation. Would you put yourself in that situation to increase the vibe and help with your perspective, or would you just sit there and allow that to happen?
I mean, it goes to a certain point, because it's like, do they want to change? Do they want help? Because I can't help somebody who doesn't want to help, who doesn't want to be helped. Like, I can't put myself in the situation to give all of like my advice, my time, my energy, money, whatever it takes to help someone who does not want to change or be helped. Because then that's just like, no one's really winning they're winning in the end, but they're not. I mean, I can't say they're changing for the better, because they might not even think that there's anything wrong with them. So,
I mean, but that's like kind of pessimistic. I mean, somebody was helping you, and somebody could have thought that you were a lost cause, but they didn't.
No. It's not that I think that they're a lost cause. It's that I would go in, but if I see that they don't want help, like I'm not just gonna be like, oh no, I don't feel like they want any help, I'm just not gonna do it. I would go in. So you never
had a friend that didn't have no money and y'all went to eat, and they were saying that they weren't hungry, but they were definitely hungry?
I have definitely, like, I went to somewhere with one of my best friends, and we were sitting there, and she was just like, no, I'm not hungry. Like, it was with her and her cousin, and she was like, no, I'm not hungry. No, I'm not hungry. No, I'm not hungry. And I just, like, I put, I think, like $5 on the table, and I was just like, I'm going to go to the bathroom. When I come back, you better have food. And then, it's like I was forcing her to eat because I knew she was hungry.
Exactly.
Then what? Yeah. What do you mean?
And that's not, like, I don't even know where
Where is it going with that?
I was like, you never had a friend that didn't have any money and was trying to eat, but didn't want to tell you that they were trying to eat. There's people like that in the world that need help, but they're not trying to tell you they need help.
Yeah.
No matter how much you want to help them.
Yeah. Where's that going?
Would you still help?
Yeah. Wait. No. If they don't want to accept it,
coming to you because some of the best finessers are going to come to you and say, I need help.
Right.
Exactly. But they're finessing you. But the person that's like, bro, I know I need help, but I don't feel like I should ask you until you come to me and say, bro, I feel you.
Uh-huh.
I know you don't want to ask me.
Uh-huh.
I know there's tears in the inside.
Uh-huh.
I know you can't speak up right now. You're not strong enough to speak up.
Okay.
But I feel your energy. Let me help you.
That's case by case.
Everything's case by case.
No, because if I'm going to come to you and be like, hey, bro, like, I know you need this. Like, in that situation with her, I know her. You know what I mean? It's like, I know that I can read and tell. If I don't know you and I'm coming to the situation and I'm, like, new to the situation or new to your energy or whatever, I'm not going to be able to tell right off the back when you say, I'm not hungry. You're not you actually are hungry. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, well, okay. Like, I totally know that they're joking and they really want some food. So I'm just going to put some money on the table and now they have food. Like, I don't know that because I don't know them. I don't know that energy. But I know her and I know her energy. So I'm able to read it off top and be like, hey, bro, I know you want some food.
For sure.
So it's like if I come into a situation and I'm trying to give them help and they're not taking it off rip, I'll have to step back. I don't know if it's going to be I'm going to watch and see. Maybe they'll try to, like, maybe they'll little facade will break a little bit and I'll see that they're hungry or that they need help or something, and then I'll go back in. But it's like, it's more about stepping back and reading the energy and reading the situation, because I'm not just going to go in and give all of me right off the bat, because I don't know if they're finessing me or if they actually just really need help. That's just reading the situation case by case.
That's exactly. I said it's always going to be case by case. But you can't just say that the person that's not coming to you all the way forward just doesn't want help. It's just that they're saying
I'm not
that.
talking about that. I'm talking about people who, when I say they don't want help, I'm saying they don't want to change. Like, they don't want, not change, but they don't want to. If I come and you're talking about, like, oh, I want to get in school. I want to start going to school or something. And that's, you want to better yourself because you get the degree, you whatever, job. I'm going to be like, okay, bro, like, how can I help? You need help, like, buying your books, or do you need help, a study partner, or do you need, like, here's some schools, like, I know that are cheap or whatever. I can do that. I can help you with that, whatever. But it's like 2-3 months go by. You haven't, all you say was that you want to go to school. Okay, a year's gone by. You've just still been saying you want to go to school. You haven't been putting any money away towards going to school. You haven't looked into any school. Every time I ask you, or every time I bring you any, like, resources or anything, you're just like, oh, okay, cool, I'll check this out. And then I don't hear about it again. And then, whenever you get into a slump, you're just like, dang, I just kind of want to go to school. I know I just need to go to school. But it's like you're just talking about it and you're not making any action. And I'm on my side as your friend, helping, like, making action. I'm, like, bringing you information, and you're like, I'm willing to help you buy your books or something. Like, because I want better for you. If you want to change, I want to help you change. But if you just sit there and talk about, oh, I want to go to school, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, and you're not actually changing, that's when I'm like, well, you don't actually want my help. Like, you just want somebody to talk to. So I'm like, okay, I'll be there for somebody to talk to, but I can't keep giving you all of this energy and putting all of me into, like, helping you get to the point of you going to school if you're not doing the work on your end.
For sure, everybody got to pull their own weight.
Exactly. That's all I'm talking about when I said, if you don't want to accept my help, or if you don't want help, then, like, I'm not going to give it.
Even if it was, say, your son or daughter?
Yeah, it comes to a point with anybody where it's like it has to be them who enacts that, who gets that fire under them to change, and I can be fuel to that fire, but I can't light the fire for you. That's what it comes down to. Like, if my kid came to me and was like, oh, Mom, I want to do I want to go into dance. Like, I want to be a ballet dancer. And I'd be like, okay, let's get you into some classes, whatever. Get him or her into classes. And then they stop going to classes. Like, I find out that they're walking home, or they're walking to some person's house, or they're doing something besides going to classes, or whenever they get home, they're not practicing, or whenever, like, if I see that they're not putting themselves into it the way that they said they were, like, I'm gonna be like, come on, do you really want to do ballet? Do you really want to do ballet, bro? Like, come on, be honest. Like, are you just doing it to say, oh, I'm doing ballet, or I'm in ballet right now, or whatever, or are you doing it just because I'm paying for it, or whatever? If I see that they're not putting themselves into it the way, like, because to do ballet, you really got to put yourself into it, and to be, like, a professional ballet dancer, you got to put yourself into it. I'm willing to support you, but you have to be the one to do it. With my kids, with husband, with family, with friends, with whatever, whoever, I will always support anything that you want for, like, the better. But if you're not actually, like, I don't know, there's no, like, push in you, I can't push you. Like, I've done that too many times, and I've put way too much energy into people who didn't even want to change, like, who didn't want to do that. They just were talking, and I was like, oh, that sounds like a really good idea. Like, come on, let's do that. And I've been, like, behind it and trying to push them to do it, and it's just like it wasn't worth it at all. But we're about to go on break because we need it. We'll see you when we come back.
Definitely. This is Speak Up.
Yeah. Judgment could have come.
What did they take out? Culture fit, granted slavery, murder, red rum, yeah, murder the people them for no reason.
Yeah, part of my manners, but bitch, I can't stop until I have raised up the standards. I'm overly focused, now my business gets handled. I gave you my heart and y'all just gon' take it for granted. They gon' make me start ranting, wait, they piss on my grave. They sleep on my music and then go listen to Panda. These niggas be claiming trip, but be faking and setting. They jamming that Lil Uzi, the rage of Atlanta. I'm just speaking on vultures who hold my culture for ransom. Yep, I hop on the beat and I get to throw on the tantrum. They let that bullshit divide us and spread like a cancer. I'm building my army and we are coming for answers. Singing part of my manners, wait, death to your stereo. I'm killing a stereotype. I know some niggas that will bury your type. Armageddon, speak of the trap, but don't be living that life. I got some niggas that will bury your type with their arm and hammer. Keep it trill, never scared of a fight. I come through like a thief in the night. On my country grandma, piss on my grave, throw shade on my light. Can't hold me down, bitch, I'm down with the flight. And it's Armageddon, the armor, the Armageddon, the armor. I'm talking Armageddon, the armor, the Armageddon, the armor. Oh yes, it's Armageddon, the armor, the Armageddon, the armor. I'm talking Armageddon, the armor, the honor, your mama. Look, I'm tryna go lobby to lobby with some model chicks, body to body. They like T.I. flow, godly so godly. I feel like Ali Muhammad. I'm the greatest, now they all come surround me. They used to blame me on the far side, passing right by me. I see I'm out and I'm climbing. Global warming, they climbing. I'm in control like a pilot. I'm taking off like a rocket. It's ironic, look, took some time to find it, but now I move like Sonic. Outer space, I need a comet to go to the atmosphere. I got some niggas that will bury your type. Armageddon, speak of the trap, but don't be living that life. I know some niggas that will bury your type with that armor hammer. Keep it trill, never scared of a fight. I come through like a thief in the night. On my country grandma, piss on my grave, throw shade on my light. Can't hold me down, bitch, I'm down with the flight. Alright, here we go. They can't kill my pain, so I drown in my sorrows. Goddamn, it's a shame. I can't kill my problems. I might go insane. I might not see tomorrow. They throw dirt on my name.
In the clear, there is a hedge of protection around them. I decree in the clear, there would never be broke a day of their life.
Deaf on the beat. Deaf on the beat. Deaf on the beat. Deaf on the beat.
Yeah. Yeah. And this the realest shit I ever wrote, the trillest shit I ever spoke. Self-made legend, but it's not about the money. No, these shrines is all I got, they tryna take it from me. They tryna bury me alive and make Iman a mummy. So last night I died, and a star was born. I'm feeling torn between good and evil. Strip clubs and cathedrals are all the same. We go and give higher praise to hide the pain. Ashamed to say I played the game. They warned me not to play, because the price you pay is not worth it. It's better said than lived. In reality, this music's all I got to give. In reality, my heart is where Allah exists. But in reality, I let the Lord take my gift. Now I'm a vessel, having talked to the devil like, can you make me the greatest? She told me that I'm her favorite, I'm born to make it. Sign your name on these papers, and why does that make you famous? Should I sell my soul to Satan? Man, I vow to be the greatest. I vow to be the greatest, yeah. I vow to be the greatest, yeah. I vow to be the greatest, man, I vow to be the greatest, yeah. I vow to be the greatest, yeah. I vow to be the greatest, man, I vow to be the greatest, yeah. I vow to be the greatest, yeah. I vow to be the greatest, man, I vow to be the greatest, yeah. I vow to be the greatest, yeah. Did what we did, no time for looking back. It's time to get on track and run until we fade to black. They tryna blitz, but I never get sacked. My soul under attack, I'm caught up in my past shit. Flashing lights, cameras, and action. I'm clashing with titans and dark assassins. I'm laughing, cause really I can't be touched. Pressure's never too much, make me wanna give up, please. Lord forgive me, Father please forgive me. I know that you love your son, man, Lucy, she's just so tempting. You sent me on a mission, the freedom mindset of the gifted. But was this all a part of your plan? Tell me now before I go down this road. The least to sell on our shows and fucking hoes bad like Marilyn Monroe. I guess we may never know. For now I'm one with the ghosts. Pray I make it down this road that I chose. Why? Because I vowed to be the greatest. I vowed to be the greatest. I vowed to be the greatest, man. I vowed to be the greatest. I vowed to be the greatest. I vowed to be the greatest, man. I vowed to be the greatest. I vowed to be the greatest. I vowed to be the greatest, man. I vowed to be the greatest. I vowed to be the greatest.
Death on the beat. Death on the beat. Death on the
One
beat.
day,
Death on the beat. Death on the beat.
your choice will come. Between the hoopties and the Rolls Royce, between the Bears and the friends.
Alright, we back, y'all. What's up?
Hello, back on Speak Up, HighVibe. I am Akema,
One with the way.
and we got Zion back on the show.
Let's get it.
Okay, so we kind of veered off topic.
Definitely veered off topic.
And so we're gonna back into the topic, moral decline, and Zion has some opinions about that. So, Zion, what would you like to come in with?
Well, thanks for having me on the show.
Whoop whoop.
You seeing you, bro?
I'm definitely feeling that shade of lipstick on you.
Oh,
There you go.
thank you. I did a little. It's springtime, but I'm getting dark. Okay.
Okay. No, I just wanted to get y'all opinion on more decline. I know was talking about the golden rule and treating people how you want to be treated and stuff like that. But about like, what is moral decline even mean to you guys? When you hear those two words, first of all, what are morals?
Alright, morals to me is definitely the things that you hold valuable and how you want to protect your survival. Like, what you do in this world that you would want to pass on.
So it's like a code.
It's definitely a code.
So do you feel like our generation has been given a code that we accepted from the previous generation?
I feel like we have a code, or our generation wants to reject the code and create their own.
Okay.
Just want to write their own narrative.
So what type of things do you all feel are in that narrative?
As of today, I think the accumulation of wealth is the biggest thing on there. It's always been like that, but now it's on a whole nother level. I think we're all money hungry.
We got a call.
We definitely got a call. Let's get it.
Didn't Migos come out with a song that's Motorola?
Nah, that was Black Shades, Johnny Cage, Diamond Scope and Ray.
Press 1.
Oh.
Send a voicemail. Press 2.
Hello.
Okay. I've sent the caller's voicemail.
What?
Goodbye.
What?
Oh, okay. Okay.
I definitely answered it.
It's gonna call back, hopefully.
But anyway,
But yeah, what I was saying is we just want the green right now in our generation. Whatever we had to do to get that. So definitely it's a moral decline.
You definitely do.
Because of that sentiment.
You don't think in the past that that's been such a because I mean we had If you go,
No, but you had to
if you
follow
if you
code.
go,
You had to
no, no,
follow
no, no,
code
no,
to
no.
get it.
If you go to, if you're in school,
Let me finish. You had to follow code to get it, unless you were a gangster, and even them had codes in it. Now I feel like it's free for all. Whatever that you have or bring to the table. See, okay, back in the past, people were money hungry, but was there such a thriving porn industry? It's the #1 industry in the world.
I'm talking about going even back further than, just our parents' generation. But if you go back,
Not even I was talking about 100 years ago.
I'm talking about like whenever America was discovered, that whole God, glory, and gold was their whole like push for everything. But it was mostly about gold. It was mostly about getting the bag in that moment and having all the gold that you can get and finding it first. And people took that from the people who found it first, killed them, did whatever to the people that they were around, whatever. So I'm saying like gold, money, riches, wealth has always been a very like driving point for a lot of generations that have come around.
So highly agree, and that's
Yeah.
exactly what I was saying. But I was saying that even now, it's a little bit more in my
You think so?
opinion. In my opinion,
I mean, I respect that.
yeah, that's all I'm saying. In my opinion, I feel like we out here hungry for the bag. Even internally in families, you can't have a loose link in the family that's not about getting the bag.
So what can you tell me you've seen the wildest thing someone's ever done for cash? Like, what do you think is the wildest thing to do for money?
The wildest thing to do for money?
Yeah.
I'll give you 3 things. Setting a person up that was close to you. Like what happened to Kevin Hart, his best friend just exposed or extorted him for that $1 million with those 2 girls. You heard about that?
Yeah.
That's something that's crazy for money. Extort somebody that's been in your family or that's more than 10 years deep with you, or having a person that's finna die in your family and poisoning them, making sure that you get that will. That's 2.
Yeah.
3 would be what would the last one be? Because it's there, we could always talk about, you know what I'm saying, just running up on somebody, running their chain, doing stuff like that. But what would the third one be? We could talk about Bernie Madoff. You know who that is? Billionaire that stole billions of dollars through stockholders.
Really?
Yeah, he's in jail for the end of his life. But yeah, he stole over hundreds of billions by getting fake investments. Or getting investments and investing them into fake companies.
Oh, wow.
And keeping the money.
Oh, wow.
So, like, people at the very top.
But hasn't that, like, that's a trend that they be doing?
Yeah, but that was, like, the biggest.
Yeah.
So that's why I say three things. You know what I'm saying? Go in your family, you take the will. You fight for the will. You do whatever you have to do for the will. You set up a contract, kill to get that will.
That's crazy.
That'd be a crazy one that people do for money.
Oh, my God.
Or setting up somebody that's really close to you.
Yeah.
That's another super not.
Do you think that's more
doesn't have
common
any
in this generation than
More common?
before? Yeah. Like with this generation's moral compass, do you think that's more common to happen with our generation or the younger generations that's coming up than before? Like I feel like our parents' generation and probably our parents' generation had a little more loyalty, had a little more like loyalty over the bag, just a little bit more than what we do. Because I feel like that in our generation, it's more about, well, I mean, I got to get paid. Like, I got it.
Is that based off of the entire generation or our race?
Oh, entire generation. I would not say just, black people do that. I would say if anything... Nah, I can't say that. Because I was going to say, if anything, like, black people had more of a loyalty before, but I can't say that because that's not true. But I would say as a generation, comparatively, we have definitely, lessened our loyal compass when it comes to, like, money over anybody. Because, that's what everybody hollers out. Money over this, money over that. Everybody's money over something. And it's just like, okay, but where does your loyalty lie? Only to the bag? Because, like, when you lose that money, where are you going to you can do.
So where would moral decline come into play? So is that just the reaction of money, of being money hungry now?
Moral
Or
decline?
is that just
Money,
a
more
piece?
problems. It's a
It's
piece.
just a piece of it.
Yeah, it's a piece.
So tell me another piece.
Another, I would say, like, older generations looking down at our generations and generations coming up, they would say the way we dress, how we speak to not only to one another, but like to the older generations, the respect that we show to older generations, that's a moral decline. And like the censorship in our media, like, you know, you were talking about, you hear the B word on the radio or on TV way, way more than in the 70s or in the 80s, you know? So it's like what we're allowing ourselves, and like the sex you see, the nudity you see on TV, it's crazy. Like what you see on TV now would have been in like rated R movies before then, where you had to have an ID to like go see that. But now it's just on TV and it's free reign.
So my question is just that.
But what do you think the driving cause of that is? In my head, I feel like it's because of the bag.
Yeah, no, sex sells.
Whatever people do in front of the screen that showcases that they have money, people will follow.
Yeah.
Back when people were going to college to get the bag, people were following that plan.
Yeah.
They were following that blueprint to the T. Back when you had to join the priesthood, way back, I'm talking like 1500s or whatever, where culture and spirituality was basically the bag, and those were the people that had homes and stuff like that and weren't considered savages and were clean. They said the tropical punch. Now in Later City. But back then, that was what was considered as high morals.
Yeah.
So right now we're in a time where the people with the bag, whatever they're doing, is dictating what the followers are doing.
I feel
like that's
yeah.
the decline. I just want to see like in my head, the main cause of the morality decline is the increase of money.
You think it's evolution?
Cause think about it like this. If you look at like a video game, like on an Atari,
Okay.
and then you look at VR right now, or you look at 2K or anything, Fortnite, whatever. Look at how the graphics, right? You look at how if you used to play like a shooting game or whatever, it didn't look realistic. But as we evolved and culture evolved, technology evolved, now it looks more and more realistic.
Yeah.
Now it's like you're really killing somebody.
Yeah.
So you look at media and think about a scary movie. Like if you watch a scary movie from the 50s, it might not be scary to you. It's just
Definitely
like,
not scary.
Right.
but our eyes got used to that. And
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I got that piece. Now give me another piece. Give me another taste.
So would you say that it's like a desensitiz? I wouldn't say that. But would you say it's like our attention span has gotten, shorter because of what we've already gotten used to?
Well, our attention span has gotten shorter because of what we have access to.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We have access to go on our phones and look up anything that we want to.
Right.
Our minds can imagine.
Right.
But our
I literally sat up last night for like 10 minutes thinking, what's something I wouldn't normally look up? I couldn't even come up with like a new thing to imagine. I've seen so many things
just on your cell phone.
just on my cell phone.
But when it comes to morality, like it's one of those things that it's always gonna be a like no matter how much Batman saves Gotham, it's still Gotham. Like,
Right.
it's still gonna be evil, and then the generations of Batman it just gets worse. Like it gets worse even as it gets better.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So like, for instance,
As Batman gets stronger,
as
the city
Batman
gets
gets
worse.
stronger, the villains do too.
Yeah. Is it that we're just looking for something new? Like we're looking for something more shocking than the last?
No, it's just that creatives, like you have to understand that, like it's money controls everything, but it's like nowadays our generation is thrived on like notoriety,
That's
money, and like creative and like expressional freedom.
true. Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? To where it's like we might look at a scary movie and be like, "Yo, that scary movie was so evil, like it's scary." But then that same director who posted that, they was like, "Yo, I'm gonna do this," and I got inspiration from this guy in the 50s and the 60s, and I have to outdo that.
Mhm.
Like, even people who are on things that we don't agree with, they're outdoing themselves.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? Because I look at it like, if we were never exposed, like there was always this, it just got worse. Like, jeans just got skinnier, but they were always skinny jeans.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So like, there was always murder. You know what I'm saying? People were always dying. If there was never death, then there couldn't be a morality decline.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? But since there always were, it became more and more okay by plan and design. But it became more and more okay to put that in media. Like, I feel like media controls our perception of
Oh,
morals
definitely.
and what
Definitely.
we think is now.
Mhm.
You know, but how who are they to say that that's now? Because me holding the door for an old woman doesn't make the news, because
Right.
that's not exciting. But
Drama.
highway speed chase is exciting.
Drama.
So they're gonna go and play what's going to get them ratings.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? So for all we know, like, just like social media is subjective to your own perception.
Right.
TV is too,
Yeah.
to the perception of an area and the environment.
Yeah. But I mean, like, you have to go in with like basic cable, even basic cable. You have to go in, and you know, if you have little kids, you gotta. I mean, you still had to even in the past. Never mind. Because I mean, like, you have to go in and like be mindful of what your kid's watching and make sure that you know the after the cartoons come on. You got to make sure you turn the channel to the next cartoon channel or whatever.
So
because
is it technology's fault? Because I feel like even if we wanted to, we couldn't even do that these days. Like, my little cousin FaceTimes me. He's like 4 years old.
yeah, no, you. It's hard to try to put a grasp on it because it's gotten so
Because it's
big.
16-year-olds experiencing the same internet as a 24-year-old.
That's true.
So it's like we have to decide what to do with these things, like the responsibility that we have that comes with the advancement of culture.
So what is that responsibility?
I mean, the responsibility of people's minds
Mhm.
and what they understand to be true and acceptable. If everybody agreed with Kanye and saying that slavery was a choice and made people feel like you're
Can I
weird
be
and
honest
bad,
though? Those "if slavery was a choice" memes are killing me.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they're so funny. I'm just like, that's so bad that I laugh at them, but it's so funny.
But if everybody agreed with that,
Yeah,
then it would be like it would be a thing.
yeah,
Because everybody's co-signing it. You see what I'm saying?
right.
So the responsibility that someone has, or responsibility of a creative, responsibility of a web designer, an app developer, a media tech person, like in general, the responsibility that you have in that space is humongous, because we only go off of what we see and what can be co-signed in our heads.
Definitely, but the responsibility of those web designers and those creatives and those marketers and everybody that's a part of the show is to get the bag for themselves.
Because I mean, it's
But it's not, though, because if you look at Steve Jobs, and if you listen to anybody that's really made a lot of money, like a lot of money, they wouldn't tell you that their responsibility was that it was to get money. Now, money is a byproduct of any good thing, anything that works, anything of value. Money is a byproduct of that. But awareness is telling us now that time is our currency. Everybody who has any of these buildings or anything that's worth looking at, that's worth examining and studying, will tell you that time was their currency. So it's not that. It's just the fact that we don't have as much control over things as we would like to think. Like everything that you like, the look that you have on the day somebody gave to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, somebody, like, you know, wore this shirt. I saw somebody wearing this shirt exactly. I was like, that is such a cute shirt. So then I got it.
I mean, just think about it.
For sure, I can definitely co-sign that time is the currency for anybody that's wanting to make change in the world.
Exactly, and the people who
or
are
make
making
a lot of money or make something
exactly
of merit.
But they're not concerned with the
But
money.
who's paying for their time?
We are. We're
That's
paying
all
for
I'm
it.
trying to say.
No, but the thing is, we'll pay for it regardless.
No, it's definitely not a choice.
So it's like we're being fed. It's like, do you want chicken or a burger? No, I wasn't able to tell you that I'm vegan. I didn't tell you I was vegan.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't give you an option to be vegan today. I
Mm-hmm.
asked you, do you want chicken or a burger? You see what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of vegans who are being force-fed burgers and chickens because that's all they know. That's all they have. Otherwise,
Right.
they'll starve.
Yeah.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
I feel that.
So it's like we're in a generation where our playing field have been set for us,
Mm-hmm.
and now it's up to us to take it and say,
I think that might kind of be a driving force behind the moral decline because in the past generations, it's always been like that. It's always already been set up for you. You know, people who have come before you have set it up for you to be in this situation to either better or stay or worsen.
but for change to even be possible, you have to have a moral decline.
But yeah, I feel like the moral decline is us trying to get
Ask
out of
why.
that playing field.
Ask
Yeah,
why.
yeah.
Our generation is the first generation that everybody has been acceptable to asking why.
Yeah.
There's two things that you can do in our generation that you couldn't do before. You can ask why, and you can be condemned for judging people.
Mhm.
Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Everything that's a byproduct of those two things, a why and judgment, not being able to judge somebody,
Mhm.
is what we could call moral decline
Right.
or the opposite of decline. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Whatever that is, it's Monday.
It's like the rise.
No,
The
I said
rise.
it's- decline would be ascension.
Exactly. So the only thing, because those are the only two things.
Uh-huh.
You see what I'm saying? So for us to be like, for us not to accept the rules or the playing field,
Mhm.
in order for us to get out of a game that's been set for us, is to ask these questions. Well, why am I in this game?
Right.
And why should I listen to you? What if everybody in the Hunger Games just said, kill me? I'm not going to kill. I don't know him. I don't want to kill him. I don't know.
Right.
I don't want to kill her. So now what? Now what are you going to do?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And that's what's happening. So by the time we're 24 and 25, we'll be able to look at, because the world is changing rapidly. 2 years is 5, 5 is 10.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So by the time we're 25 and 27, we'll look at a world where there's much more confusion.
Definitely.
But then by the time we're 35, we'll start seeing another side of that, which is either like revolution or peace.
Yeah. I feel like it would be on the revolution side because I feel like as the times, I feel like aggression is really the thing that kind of has a lot more power behind it right now. There's, just aggression is really behind a lot of what we do. We have like aggression whenever we try to make change, and
But is it aggression or is it energy?
it's aggressive energy.
Yes.
It's an aggressive energy, and I feel like that's only going to be transferred down and down to the next generations. Like what we are doing in our generation and the change that we're making is only setting up a platform for the next generation to come on top of, and the next generation to come on top of, and then I feel like the revolution, that is the aggressive pinnacle where everything.
Oops, I did it again.
I'm answering the phone. It says talk. It's on speaker.
Nah, it's on speak up. Was that my mom?
I believe so. It just said incoming call.
Okay. Well, yeah, like we were saying, our generation has to realize like the responsibility, and the generation before us have to take responsibility.
That's really what it
You
is.
see what I'm saying?
That's really what it is.
Because I don't know how I don't know how to make crack, like,
Right.
and I didn't put it in the hood.
Right. Exactly. Not even that. Not even
Keep
like
it in
going.
the hood.
Or keep it in the hood.
It's not even like, okay, you could talk about crack, but it's also like, you know, the way we live, because like, oh, I'm not about to run and go buy a house because the housing market is like not anything that I can afford to be a part of. But that's because what was happening before in my mom's generation, they ruined the housing market. So then they're like, oh, well, you people, your generation you don't go and buy houses, you don't invest your money into, you know, property or whatever. And it's just like, but you're not taking the responsibility that what y'all did, you know, trying to go and flip houses and stuff, and y'all just left that alone.
Think about an old woman, right? If my grandmother was here, she would condemn every girl I've ever talked to. Like, I mean, maybe not the ones I take in serious, but like the ones that I just like text or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, yo, let's chill. Like,
Yeah.
it's a definite. Who are you? Where are your manners? Sit like a woman. My grandmother is so sit like a woman. Think about it. Like, everything has become so like why that we don't even have separation anymore.
Right.
And it's the separation is killing the value in separation.
Is
It's
it?
like
But is separation necessary?
Yes. You know why?
Why?
Because I can't always be around you.
Okay.
If I'm always around you, what? I don't appreciate
You answer the phone. Somebody else answer the phone, because I feel like I'm not going to answer it correctly.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
The responsibility that y'all did, you know, trying to go and flip houses and stuff, and y'all just left that alone.
So you made a message?
I left a message?
Hello?
I didn't leave a message.
Okay, there are strange things happening on the phone. Hold on. There are strange things happening on the phone right now, but I think I know who this caller is, so I'm going to call this caller, okay?
No, because the caller is watching the show on that phone. You can call this caller on a different phone, but this number come up.
Oh, so I get it. So basically, you can just hear, you can hear us. Okay, it sounded like the show was playing, or.
It is in the background.
Anyways, this is Speak Up.
This is definitely Speak
I'm gonna
Up.
pass the phone to Kimumba. Here you go.
Hello, you're on with the Kemba.
Okay, so I wanted to chime in on the conversation.
Yes.
Of course, because I'm your biggest fan, one of the 2.3 million fans that y'all have, but I was the first.
That's a bet.
So, my question is a very interesting conversation, but my question is, you guys are talking about taking responsibility for the moral decline, and I completely agree with you. It is, each generation owes the next generation for us to do the best that we can to ensure that your world is set up for you to have a productive life. So, with all that being said, how do we get people to understand, well, no, let me say this. How do you see the moral decline being a detriment to the future of, you know, my focus is always the black community. So that's my focus, but we can say the world.
Okay.
But how do we get people to understand? Or how do you all interpret that? Like, are you concerned with what the world is going to look like in 10 years based on the moral decline?
Okay.
like there are blurred lines now. So I'm gonna hang up and listen to your response.
Okay. All right. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Bye-bye.
That's a good one.
Okay. How do we feel about the moral decline, and how is it going to affect the world 10 years down the line? Like, because, you know, she made a really good point that the lines are blurred, you know, and what you were just talking about, the separation, and there's no respect in the separation of man and woman, and what that means to be a man and what that means to be a woman. And down the lines, I feel like that's even going to get, like, even more blurry. Like, it's going to be not I don't know, I'm not going to say it's not going to be a thing, but I don't think it's going to be such a, like, this conversation of a separation is going to only continue, and people who feel like they are men and people who feel like they are women, and there's no need to be anything more or try to blur those lines or crisscross. They're only.
So what would happen if the sun and moon became the same thing?
There would be no more day and night.
Exactly. Now, what is life without day and night? Exactly. So 10 years from now, if there's no day and night, what is life? There is none.
It is life. It is still life. You know what I mean? It's like there is a man and there is woman. However, I feel the energy behind what makes a man and the energy behind what makes a woman is only becoming questioned. We're now asking, why does that mean you're a man?
But when
why does that mean that I'm a woman?
When I say life, I say what makes day and night a thing is waking up. What makes life a thing is having sex and having life, a child. So when children grow up and don't value, this is what I'm saying. Like, my left hand does certain things that my right hand doesn't do. I need both of my hands. You see what I'm saying? Like, the world should be ambidextrous, but we shouldn't just have one hand. You see what I'm saying? But that's a plan, though, because that makes us weak. And I'm weaker with one strong hand than I am with two equally powerful hands, because I can't pick up everything with one hand. You see what I'm saying? And if I'm holding something in this hand, I don't have nothing else I don't have another hand to open up the door.
Here's what I think. I think that it's not going to become such a, oh, there's no such thing as man, there's no such thing as woman. I think there would be man, woman, and what it already is now there's other. Now there's a space for people who don't feel like they fit into, like, because, I mean, you feel like both of you feel like you're men. You know, you're black men. You're men. I feel like I am a woman. However, I feel like I'm on a spectrum. I'm more of a spectrum because I do have aggressive tendencies that may be correlated with a manly idea. You know what I mean? So I feel like I'm a woman, but I do understand if people kind of got a manly feel from me. But there are people who are on that spectrum who don't feel like they're anything specific to man or woman. There are in the middle, or they're kind of woman one day, they're kind of man one day. You know, it's like it changes.
That's okay as long as men and women are valued.
Just value.
Like, we can't, like, I don't take let me make $100 million and take everything away from me and let me start back over broke again. I'll still say the same exact thing, that whether I am man, I am woman, or I am other, like, I'm still something. And each space is valuable. You see what I'm saying? But as long as it's you're condemned off of what your beliefs are, things can only get worse, because now people are telling you how not to think. Now it's not as much of how to think, but it's so much more of how not to think. And it's making you feel like an asshole. My bad, but like for having an opinion. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? But opinions are necessary.
They really are.
So for when I get frustrated at my mom for like telling me something I don't want to hear, if it's all sweet, I'm never going to get a job at the end of the day. like so hard right now. At the end of the day, if it's not a wake up in the morning and tell me something about it, it's not gonna be on my mind as much, and she knows that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it keeps you on your P's and Q's, knowing that there's somebody who have an opinion. Now, nobody can tell you a fact about you. Nobody. But opinions have to be valued. So first of all, to answer a question, 10 years from now, the world's going to be a lot worse.
You think so?
I know so. But the thing about it is, think about how
So just answer it.
yeah, click talk.
Hello?
Click the speaker.
Hello?
Press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
It's about
Press
to,
one.
about to come on.
Press 1.
To
Press 1.
accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
Speak up, HighVibe.
Another question. Conversation is good. So, my question, I was listening to Akima say that she can understand people kind of questioning, well, not really questioning, but because she has an aggressive personality.
Right.
So, don't you just think that that is something that people have boxed women into, being this super passive, and that's not necessarily a male or female trait, but that the world has decided that women should be more passive and men should be more aggressive?
I definitely
and
agree with
that's why
that.
it's misunderstood? Or do you just think that that's just strictly male energy?
No, I definitely agree with the fact that it's a box or an idea that women are soft and they're fragile and they're things, easy to break, so they need to be cared for, so nicely and softly touched or caressed or whatever. Whenever you see an idea of a woman put out, it's such a sweet idea, but whenever you start to deviate from that idea and you're a little more like a man, and you're a little more loud, and you're a little more brass, and you're a little less caring of how you are.
Is that like a man, or is that just how we've titled it?
That's how we've titled it.
Okay, go ahead.
That's how we've titled it. I would agree that is how we've titled it. There's a box that we've created for men, and there's a box that we've created for women. And whenever anyone steps out of that box and kind of shows any ideas that they are like the box of man, they are, oh well, that's kind of like a male trait. You shouldn't be like that if you want to be considered a woman. If you're going to be a woman, you should be a woman and fit all the criteria of woman. But I don't feel like that's necessary, because I feel like as a society we've created this idea of man and woman. Man and woman, gender roles are a social construct. I wouldn't say gender necessarily is a social construct, but I would say gender roles social construct completely. Because
so, do you think that the blurred lines of the genders themselves can get not the concept, but not the roles, but do you think that the blurred lines, like people not wanting to identify with one or the other, do you think that that's dangerous to the future of society? Like, do you think that, and I would like to hear from all three of you, do you think that there's like a merger that's taking place that can, almost like the ocean coming and taking over the land? Like, you have to have the ocean. Zion had the most perfect example when he said,
day and night.
Exactly, the sun and the moon and the day and the night. And if we don't have both, then there's no distinction. There's no, life can't even really continue without the sun. But we have to have both in order for balance. So I'm wondering, and again, staying on your topic of the decline in the moral compass, do you see that as a decline? Do you all see that as a decline in the moral compass, like the blurred lines between the genders, or do you see it as an uprise of, let me see, what's the right word? Not so much independent thinking, but freedom. Meaning, women are no longer going to be in a box of passive and vulnerable all the time. Men don't have to be in the box of they have to be this way in order to be considered a manly man. I do think that there are some very distinctive differences between the two and the way that we act. However, for executive type women, that makes it can be very challenging for them because it's always that stay in your place type of a deal. So I'm trying to relate, because you guys kind of went to the gender thing, and it's such an interesting conversation. Y'all might end up going past 12. That's okay if you do. I'm just saying. but what I'm saying is, the moral decline is definitely in there because there's trickery in there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to hang up again and listen. I'm going to try not to call back. But give the number for your other callers so that they can call, because you got people interested in your conversation. They need to know how to get in touch and speak up.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Awesome. Yes, we'll put the number on all our social medias and everything.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you for calling again.
No problem.
Thank you so much.
Okay. So.
Shout out to the #1 fan.
Right? Shout out, man. That's awesome. But, okay, so did you guys hear what she said?
Definitely.
Okay.
So from the perspective of the executive women that feels like they're in a box, I definitely feel for it, because I have sisters, I have mother, and they're still in that box, and they find it very hard to find men. Well, I always bring stuff back to basketball because that's my first nature.
Yes.
And one of my favorite teams, my favorite team of all time, was the Lakers, and it was Shaq and Kobe. And they were both executives, and they were both alpha males, and they both wanted to be MVP. Males naturally want to be MVP, and males have friends that naturally want to be MVP. They get accepted by that, and they see themselves as that when they look in the mirror. So when they see a woman that they love and they value opinion and everything, and knows that they're going to help them get to the next level, want to MVP on their team because they think that they're winning their own game, they are the MVPs. When they're just fighting against each other, it ends up not working. So guys like to keep them in a place that makes that not happen. That's all we do, is just try to keep it in a place where that won't happen. Because if that happens, I'm looking like, 1, I'm whipped, 2, I'm stripped of my MVP title, all types of things such like that.
Right.
So that's the only reason it's in a construct. It's not that you guys shouldn't be that or deserve it, but that's what has been going on. Just respect and value. It's a moral to be that for your family as a man.
It's like, it's unrealistic for our generation to not go through these things because of the epidemic of single mothers. And the epidemic because think about not having a father in the house, and think about what that means for a mother to have to play 2 roles. So for a mother to have to play 2 roles and be more decisive and be more providing and playing the role of what we would call a man, and for a man not to be present, so for her to have to teach her son a man's ways and then teach her daughter a woman's ways, it makes perfect sense why women would have evolved into what they are now. You know what I'm saying? And then the amount of time, like women have been through a lot. Like the amount of time that they've been told exactly what to do, what to wear, how to sit, like how to talk, how to present themselves. Yeah, we're just in a weird phase of it. Like as men, we're in a weird phase of it, but it had to happen. You know what I'm saying? Feminism and like this idea had to happen, but it's so much more than that. Like, I don't want to stay on gender for like the next 40 minutes. Like this is so much more than that. We talk about moral decline.
But to like bring it back to, you know, our caller, she said that with the morals of it coming down, you know, 10 years down the line, that the lines are so blurred that there is no man or woman, or that there's becoming less and less of man and woman. How do we feel about like that, and the more is that going to help because of the freedom of the thinking of beyond, oh, I have these, you know, female genitalia, so I must be female in this social construct of what woman is? Or is it going to come to like, well, I no longer know what I am, so I might as well experience all that I can as whatever I want to be.
It just depends because there's two sides there's really three sides. On one hand, you cannot know what you are and then go through life just la 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 it up.
Yeah.
And then your kids suffer for it.
Yeah.
And then that's what this time period was. Either way, we're in a transitional time
Oh
period.
yeah,
Because of
definitely. I feel like because so much that happened in like from like the 20s all the way to here has just been like we're on the tail end of like a transition, and that's the transition's only going to continue with the next generations coming in. But there was a sexual revolution where women were starting. I feel like that's really like the driving force behind our feminism or the feminist movement. It's because it's like what was happening in the 50s, 60s, women going to work, women going to school, women fighting more, burning bras. They're having, protests, and they're really going out there and hitting the pavement and starting to break the mold of what woman is in household and family and workplace. Like they're fighting for better pay, same equalities, whatever. And I feel like that's why women now are in this space of, well, I had I could say my mom or my grandmother were the ones who were out there fighting and protesting, burning their bras and being like, I don't have to be this woman that you say that I am because I am a woman. You know what I mean? So I feel like my generation, well, not mine, but our generation, the women are like, well, I don't have to do this anymore. Like, they burned bras already. I don't have to be this woman. I can be a lesbian if I want to. I can be, I can change and, become a man if I want to. I can, go out and do what I want. If this is what I want, I have the same right as you to choose that and to be as aggressive about it and demand it and not ask for it anymore.
So the first step is to fight for it. The second step is understand that you have it.
Mm-hmm.
And the third step is looking past it. Like, okay, cool. Like, all right, you burned your bra. All right, cool. Now you don't have to be that. Okay,
mm-hmm.
cool. Now value everything else because now you know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that there is. It's just value the fact that a man is going to be a man. Value the fact that a woman is going to be a woman, and value the fact that you decided what it means to be a woman.
But sometimes the man being a man doesn't allow me to be the woman that I want to be.
So that's a conversation. But to not value a man, to say about how niggas ain't shit, and like that term right there.
If he wasn't a man, would he be shit to you?
What do you mean?
Not saying that you say niggas ain't.
Yeah.
Not saying that, but like, say if that role that he was playing is making you feel like less of a woman, if he wasn't that man, would you still be attracted?
If he makes me feel like less of a woman because of the man that he is, because of him not allowing me, because of the woman that I am and him not allowing me to be that woman while he is that man, if I allow you to be that man and I give you the respect that you are as that man, but I can't be the woman that I want to be, I have to be soft, I have to be fragile, I have to be lessened, I have to be quiet. My existence only is about what I look like and not about what I say.
The term isn't nigga, not shit. It's niggas.
But
so I'm saying
it's a lot of these men out there who are doing it, who are the man and not allowing women to be women, whatever women that means for that woman. That's where that comes from. That comes from like past all the way down to here and now. That's what fuels you as a man. You see, you watch movies or you read in history about men who stepped up and were men and who took that role seriously. And now I want to step up as a woman and take that role seriously, and I can't because that's not what those men were doing. So you don't look at that.
Or you just haven't seen like the role of a woman be valued as much. Like, Lord knows that.
I mean, that's true. We look at our history.
Lord
it's
knows
true.
That Michelle Obama is the president. Was the president? Like we know that.
Yeah.
We know that. Like life knows that.
Yeah.
Like that right there just goes for everything. Like.
But okay, you saying that. Does that, as President Obama was like the man, does that lessen his value if we say that Michelle Obama was president?
No, you know why?
Why?
Because Barack Obama being a man, he'll tell you that Michelle Obama was the president.
Mm-hmm.
Because behind every great man is a what?
A great woman. A better woman.
No.
No, I'm kidding.
Great
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I know you guys wanted me to say that.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So, the world. Okay, so to answer the question, like, because I'm telling you, we gotta get off of this gender. Like,
Yes. We need to go back somewhere else.
So it's about what you see. Okay, so if what I'm starting to see on social media and on TV and in media in general is the rise of like negativity, Satanism, drugs, like
Here's my thing about Satanism. If you go in and like look at the rules of Satanists, it's not that. I mean, yeah, the internet should be whatever your qualms with Satan, but I mean, like what they stand for, they have some. The rules they live by aren't that bad. Like they're really not.
Yeah. It's the same thing. Like, yeah. I already like. Yeah, that's cool.
I'm just like, if you look into it, it's not as bad as it sounds. Like, yeah, it's Satanist. That's Satanist.
Okay, cool. That's just like a word.
Yeah.
Okay, a word that I put to describe like the other side.
Yeah. No,
okay.
Of course, I completely feel you.
At there, like, cool. You feel me?
All right.
But if we looking at the rise of that, and the people that we put in power, telling us, because the thing is like everybody wants to condemn rules and stuff. But it's basketball without out of bounds, without fouls.
Rules are necessary.
Compete rules and stuff. But the more we
But what are rules if not to be broken?
What are rules if not to be broken?
Name a rule.
That's like saying what's the point of the game? What are arms without to be broken?
Rules. You have rules, but there has to be leeway in those rules to be broken.
They're not to be broken. They're to be innovated for times.
Rules. That's what I'm saying. Like rules will break. Rules will be broken, and then you have to go back in and assess whether or not that rule was worthy of being a rule for the situation and the people and the environment, or whether or not that rule needs to be changed.
So you have to go back and innovate. Rules are meant to be innovated. However,
but that innovation doesn't come from being breaking. It has to come from being broken. Like
okay, so cool. They're broken, right?
Okay.
But if we break them, right?
Okay.
And we say, fine, no more rules.
No. That's never the thing that goes.
So what are rules if not meant to be broken? If your mindset if your mindset isn't no rules, then the idea of what are rules not to be broken like is like what? Like a fugazi, because at the end of the day they're innovative. And rules like everybody wants to look at Michael Jackson and be like, oh, Michael Jackson, and people listen to the words people listen to and say the saviors and all that, like they care so much, right? Who made those highways? Who made the lanes and said, okay, these are how wide we need to make these so that they won't swerve and hit into each other based off of the different sizes? Who made the yield sign? Like, these are our heroes, the people who put the game into place. You see what I'm saying? So for us to say what are rules if they're not meant to be broken, it's kind of like saying what are highways without crashing. Like,
I mean, they have crashes.
They're highways, though.
Yeah.
The highways meant to get you from point A to point B.
But there will be a crash that happens.
There will be a crash. Rules will be broken.
Exactly.
And when those rules are broken, they'll be innovated. However, if rules become innovated in a way that means that we are leaving rules, which rules in our terms of the topic today, rules represent morals. If morals are not innovated, but they're broken, then we will be in Sodom and Gomorrah. Because we're already, and then we'll fall.
Is that what our generation wants?
Is that what our generation wants? Our generation is being fed ideas. Our generation is being fed ideas of success and being fed ideas of beauty. And now we're taking it upon ourselves to go and find our own truth.
Okay.
We're taking it upon ourselves to go find our own truth.
Yes.
But the thing about it is that That's why I'm saying this is a transitional period. So whatever that truth is what that truth is. But if we don't make the right truth, it's going to be really fucked up or really good. But it's not going to be in the middle.
You don't think we can find a balance? You don't think there would be a balance? Like, there's not going to be a time that we're going to come to be like, okay, I accept what, as like in talking like in terms of morality, like I accept people who believe that you're not supposed to like show your ankles. There's still people like that. You believe that you're not supposed to show your ankles, that you need to be, you know, fully clothed or whatever. But it's not I accept that side, but I accept the side that, you know, I could be out here wearing 2 potato chips and a dime. Like, that's what I want to do. You know what I mean? There can't be a middle ground where it's like one day I am fully clothed and one day I got the potato chips on.
What?
Stop. I think for that balance to like actually happen, I think we'd have to go through full devastation.
You think so?
Because
I agree.
In legend mode, it would have to hit the reset button, and we would just have time to evaluate each other for understanding the value of each other again. We don't have enough time in the day to just sit here and talk just like this, and people to just watch us and watch themselves, to just talk about their problems, to make sure that I understand, I value your point, I value your point, you value my point.
Yeah.
Just about that, because we got to go back, got to go to work, 2 jobs, 3 jobs, and you just on the hustle.
So
right.
the only way things can
you have to hit the reset button, and none of this is here to where we were all just here like the animals. You know what I'm saying?
I don't believe it.
I feel like for it to be complete balance,
it's
understood.
Well, yeah.
For it to actually be a code of New Balance, not just I'm a balanced person and that person believes something, or they don't even want to talk about it.
Well, that
for
makes
us
sense.
universally to want to talk about it, I feel like it would have to be, everything would have to be swiped away, and we'd have to restart.
That makes sense because the only thing that makes you like reevaluate your life is epic failure.
Epic failure.
Epic failure. And then you're like, well, I got to do something. I'm just going to die broke. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I believe that the decisions that we make right now, first of all, I'm just going to say it like this. We have to take into consideration that the decisions that we are making, we're not making. Like, I hear airplanes going over my crib every day. It is not in my control if there's a bomb that drops and we are in a fucking war. It's not in my control. You see what I'm saying? So there's such a huge piece of like the puzzle that we are giving away.
That we're not in control.
That we're not in control of because
or even know the agenda.
Because of our.
I think it's that we don't know. I think a lot of people don't know that they're not in control, and they're being fed this idea that I am making this choice. I'm the one who's making this choice. But like if you go in, because we sit here and we have these conversations, and these aren't just conversations we have on Speak Up. You know, we go in and like look beyond what is just being force fed to us. We are able to understand that these are not the choices.
Because they're saying hamburgers are hot dogs to vegans.
Yeah.
Like, but they don't, like, they're getting excited because, oh man, I want a hot dog today. Did you want a hot dog today, or did you only have the option between it?
Right.
Like, they're controlling the options.
Right.
So it's like, you can, it's easier to not feel controlled when people are controlling the options.
It's easy.
When we know that you can only get on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Periscope, Tumblr, and whatever else. You see what I'm saying? Those options are controlled for us. We know if we want to get on a social media, it's going to be one of those.
Yeah.
So it's easier to not feel controlled when it's not just one.
Right.
That's when people say, I'm being controlled. When they talk about the Holocaust, and they're like, yo, we have to do this.
Right.
Yeah. Or we talk about slavery, and we have to do that. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, we have to change the options. We have to offer new options. And if we don't offer new options at a high level, because the thing about it is, it's like You can be a gospel rapper all day. I don't not like gospel music because it don't sound gospel rap because it don't sound good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, I don't because it don't sound good. But it's not because I don't like gospel music.
Right.
I like Kirk Franklin.
Yeah. I love me some Kirk Franklin.
I love soulful music. I love good music in general.
Yolanda Adams.
You see what I'm saying? So if it doesn't, if your option is not for Kendrick Lamar to have been Kendrick Lamar, he had to been 10,000 times better than Soulja Boy.
Mm-hmm.
Cause he came into the game at a time of a Soulja Boy. Like the options are set, and they don't ever want to let go of them.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? They don't want to let go of them. It's just the facts. So if you're not coming into their with their ideas, their morals. Like you can't blame Hollywood for being Hollywood because you
keep buying it.
You're in Hollywood. Yeah. You the one moving to LA. Mm-hmm. Now you upset because you gotta do something weird to get on.
Yeah.
You the one went there.
Yeah.
They come to you.
Yeah.
Until they follow me to the mountain.
That was the biggest factor to hear.
What?
Like, you're in Hollywood.
Yeah.
You're in Hollywood. That's just what they do here. So until they follow you to your place of sacred, I told him, bro, this is my home, dog.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is my home.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody can come and change what happens, how my mother set up my home and how I've set up my home.
Mm-hmm.
I go to your home, I'm in your home, dog.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So everything that I do, I have to take consideration of you.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you get mad at playing somebody else's game and then get upset when they don't like how you're playing their game and they kick you out? You see what I'm saying? So the only thing that we can do is be independent in our thinking, independent in our actions.
Okay, so going into independence in our thinking and independence in our action, doesn't that, like, taking that back to, our moral compass, like, isn't that the reason why there is a decline right now? Well, considered a decline right now is because of our independence and because of our free thinking?
No. You know why?
Why?
Because the people who are set the game that you're playing.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen 4%?
Of what?
Okay, there's a show on Netflix called 4%. It's in Portuguese.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
It's really cool.
Where they had that discussion table, and the mediator came in.
Yeah. Well, wait, I don't know what you're talking about.
Spanish, you know what a mediator is? The dude that comes in and has the both sides, and they're all trying to make sure which one's gonna go to jail for seven years.
What the hell?
Yeah.
That's not 4%.
Nah, but you got it. That was a good one.
I thought it was.
That sounds like a good show, though.
That's crazy.
4% is saying only 4% of the people in this specific area goes and live in this type of suburb, and everything else is very rural and like Hunger Gamey.
They gotta take the test.
And they have to take the test.
There we go. Came back with it. Gotta take the test.
So what I'm saying is that
that's dope. That's dope.
Our they're setting it up to think about it. We feel like we don't feel we don't feel hurt when we kill roaches because in our heads roaches don't have souls. Okay, so they didn't feel bad about putting us in slavery because we were 3/5 of a man. We're not even fucking human.
Right. They
We're
thought us as
animals.
property. Yeah.
They're in their heads, right? Understand that the people who created slavery and they're still in charge. Like, slavery might be gone or whatever.
I've been talking ever since like that conversation has come up. I've been saying like we're still dealing with the effects of slavery, like completely.
We're still enslaved. It's just been innovated.
Yeah.
Like it's not an effect of slavery, nigga. The people who are the slaves, they didn't go and be like, okay, now we gotta own anything.
Yeah.
We're in their game now. So if, like, as far as we know, it could have been 50 years ahead saying, okay, we're going to have these niggas do this, that, and the third. And then once we get ready and once our timing is perfect, then we'll release these niggas and they'll become and work for us again in a whole nother way because now we have things set up.
You know, I don't think it's necessary that they thought it out that smoothly. I think it was they were able to keep up with the time of keeping us enslaved.
Exactly.
How
So,
like,
so this is what I'm
trying
saying.
to say, like, in a weak position, but it was all theirs to begin with.
Yeah. But I'm saying, like, because, okay, oh, well, now the morality of keeping them as slaves has changed whenever they decide to do the emancipation. So they're like, okay, well, now what? Now, okay, let's just they're not going to be able to progress after this. So they're going to have to come back. And we'll, give them a little pittance, but we're going to appease them for the sake of them thinking that they are free, but they're going to be right back here.
Controlling the options. That's all a slave master does.
Yeah.
So the point that I'm trying to make is this. You ready?
Okay.
It's the point. Okay. So if you're controlling the options, you're controlling the game.
Okay.
If you never get out the game, you're always
How do you get out the game?
Okay, hold on. Let me just keep going.
Okay.
All right. So you're always playing, right? The players have to have an incentive on why it's okay for me to win and why it's okay for you to lose. So think about slavery. It was okay for them. They fed you like an animal. They treated you like an animal, and they called you a bitch, like an animal. So it felt like it made them feel a little better to tell their little daughter why there's a grown ass man tying her shoe.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why there's a grown ass man out there picking fucking cotton and being and starving and why it's okay. Why do they feel comfortable going to like they have to demean you so that they can feel comfortable going to church and getting on their knees and praying to their God.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So this is what I'm trying to tell you. For the moral decline to be able to happen, understand that the people who are controlling the game, right? The people who are controlling
the options
are setting the moral decline because they're the ones who's giving a little pump a check. They're the ones who's giving all these people checks. They're controlling the options because we're using their currency. We're using their currency, their platform, and their land. Now what we're going to do? We're just going to stay there and just okay, I want to do something different. You see what I'm saying? So it's being set up for it to be a decline so that when something happens where okay, 50 years from now, we're separate but not equal, and some shit happens, the fucking sun blows up, gotta go to Mars, and niggas is still here and shit. Or it's just a rapid shift of broke and rich. Rich people can feel comfortable in being rich because they can tell their kids they chose that for themselves. Look at how they're animals. Look at them. They're animals. They paint you as an animal so that they could treat you as an animal. The only way that you can get out of it, I'm bringing it back to your point, only way that you can get out of that is by getting out of that.
How?
Okay, you have to go. Like my mom says, go play basketball overseas. Like he's talking about it. I'm thinking about it now. Like, might just have to go. Why? Because I can't play your game and mine at the same time. It's just not going to happen.
But don't you think that they're overseas? They have the same thing set up.
Yeah, that's not what I'm saying. It's not about me going overseas. It's just about me going in general.
Okay.
So, for instance, for me to be able to go and have money to invest in myself, to where I'm not looking for you to pay me. As long as there's something that I need, like in the Matrix, when on the last one, where he got stuck in the train or whatever, and then they had to go and make a deal to the devil. As long as you have to make a deal to the devil will still be making deals.
Right.
And the devil is always making deals because there's always somebody who has to make a deal. But you'll never get out of that game if you don't need anything. Like you can't look at no A&R and be like, well, nigga, what? Like, what can you until you can say, what can you offer me, dog? You see what I got. I don't need you, bro. That's the only way they can come into your world. people. We have to open up ourselves and create our own universe.
So do you think it needs to be a cease of want? Like our desires have to cease, and it's simply on we provide what we need, and that's all we live off of until this game or these options or the controller ends?
That's impossible to say. Because as long as you're a human being, you'll always desire something.
You'll always desire something, but it's about suppressing those desires.
No, it's about going after the true desires. Your true desire isn't money. Your true desire is financial freedom.
Mm-hmm.
To not have to worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
To not have to look at a price tag.
Mm-hmm.
But your desire is not money. Because money is this.
Right.
Like, what is it? You eat it and it's fucking gone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sorry for my language. But you see what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it is.
Yeah.
So, you'll always have a desire, but it's about understanding the root of the desire and looking within. Why don't they teach meditation to children?
Right.
Because if they're taught to look within, they'll never be without. If you're never without, you can never be controlled. Like, facts.
Yeah.
Wait, say that again?
If children are not taught, if children are taught meditation in schools and taught to look within, they can never be without.
Mm-hmm.
If you are never without, you can never be controlled. To be a prisoner is to be without freedom. To be broke is to be without money.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like, to hate is to feel without love.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's without.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we have to learn how to look within and see what really matters to us and how we feel and what does a world look like past I'm just gonna wild out because you can't tell me shit, like,
yeah,
whether you're a man or a woman. But what does the world look like to your great grandchild, or what does the world look like to the child that you want to tell something? You know what I'm saying? We have to create that because we're in a transitional period. And if we don't create it, it's going to be created for us.
Yeah.
So I would like to ask you guys, do you think the world would look better if you looked within more than lived in and making deals with the devil?
That's
on
hard.
The quest for financial freedom? Because I've been the farthest left away from the construct and just sat and meditated.
Mm-hmm.
And my reality off of that was turmoil in actual, like, meeting people and being a part of this construct.
Uh-huh.
But in my own solidarity, I was peaceful.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely find peace in my own solidarity. Like, I find peace in my own energy. I find peace in my own comfort. Like, comfort for me, I find for myself. Like, I find that within. You know, I don't really go out to seek comfort or peace necessarily. If anything, I go out into nature, you know, the most natural part of it. Right. And I go into trying to see where my roots come from, you know, not just, you know, physical flesh, but like my spiritual roots come from. And I try to go into that. But I don't know if I don't know if the world would be better if it was just everybody looks within, you know, because I don't know, because like I might not agree with what you see within you.
Everybody doesn't have to do anything. Like, everybody will never do anything.
Right. It's never going to be a cohesive one line. Everybody does something.
Like, if that was the main thing, okay, controlling the option. But if that was the main thing,
you have to look within and control the option.
To put the meditation even to the kids, to show them about that lifestyle.
Yeah.
If that was the biggest thing, instead of telling them to get the bag, and how much work you have to do, it's only work.
It's not. First of all, you can't replace that with meditation because that's a part of life. It's work,
definitely a part
regardless of whatever.
But meditation is away from work.
No, it's not. It's just another part of your life. You're just meditating.
So while you're meditating,
I meditate and then go to work. You're not always doing one thing.
You're not always doing one thing, but in that time of meditation,
you're meditating.
You could be working.
No.
And during working, you could be meditating. That's what I'm saying.
No.
Which would
what life
would be push.
So you're saying that if you can only choose one or the other?
No, I'm saying if you could choose one or the other to push as the main objective for
you would
the
meditate.
future.
You know why? I would say meditate.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah, that's what he was asking.
I would say meditate, and then but the thing is that.
And do you think that would make a better life for the future?
Yes.
If we pushed meditation life.
But it depends on what the options are after you're done meditating. Because when you meditate, you feel one with the world. You can see the leaves, and you're much more impressionable.
Right.
You're much more impressionable. So if the options are already set, because that's what I'm trying to say. There's only one point. There's only 2 points, value and option. Like, that's it. We're talking about, decline of morals, value, and options.
Yeah.
You feel me? And so what the options are, the people who set the options meditate.
Yeah.
They just do.
They do.
You know what I'm saying?
You think so?
I know so. Yeah, they do.
Mm-hmm.
They meditate.
Mm-hmm.
They have to. They have to. It's too much responsibility. They'll have aneurysms.
It's way too much responsibility.
Yeah.
Like, they don't just meditate. They do strange things. Like, they...
I was like, I think they do a lot.
Yeah. They
yeah.
do a lot.
Yeah. Especially people who set up the options for the society we live in right now, the world we live in right now. That's a lot.
But you have to think about how many people actually want to set options. People don't want to set options. They just want to. They just want to live in other people's realities.
To be able to choose.
So everybody wants to be a rapper, a designer, and just make it. And I made it or whatever. But did you make anything?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to make anything. Nobody values the person who made that door.
Right.
And said, okay, that's an option of how tall that door is gonna be. It's gonna be because of me.
Right.
That's an option. Option of what you're listening to is just an option. But until you own the station, are you a power player?
Right.
You're just a pawn.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're just a pawn.
And the steps to actually not be a pawn is what?
The steps to not being a pawn is understanding the reality of you being in other people's reality. You can't
work to get out of people's reality?
No.
Or do you just start from the inside and create your own reality?
You start from the inside and ask yourself, what is independence?
Okay. So, guys, what is independence?
Well, that's the next topic.
You want to go for the next topic? Okay.
I like how I asked that and we hit you. Okay, for sure.
Yeah.
That's a bet.
I just don't want to take it. I don't want to take it there. We still got 15 though.
Okay, that's a bet.
But we really got to say that for the next one because that's a good one.
What is
What is
independence?
independence?
Okay.
That sounds good.
Because it's so good to talk about.
That's a good one. But I feel like
morals.
Yeah, when we say morals, we have to. Morals is along the sides of media and what we see, because what we see controls like what we know to be acceptable and okay. You know what I'm saying? If we saw rape on TV all the time, and it was shown in like a positive way, if we grow up with that, we wouldn't know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just like how children who grew up thinking that being gay was a crime or a sin.
Right.
They grew up with it. Now the children of gay couples who are adopted or whatever they had going on, they're going to grow up and have a totally different reality.
Yeah, definitely.
It's because of what they saw. So when we talk about morals, it's about what you see.
Exactly.
It's about the media. When we talk about independence, it's about what you create and the things that you use. Because you're talking about independence, like you can like talk about revolution all you want.
Yeah.
It sounds real cool.
Yeah.
But who made those shoes on your feet, those clothes on your back, the meal that you gonna eat for dinner, and the breakfast you had yesterday? Who made the laundry detergent? Who made the dish detergent? Who made the soap that you wash your hands with?
So you need independence to simply be what? Better?
Independent?
Better a better life than what we live right now.
No, because your independence means that you're depending on yourself. We're not an independent species.
That's what we have been made in twos. You know what I mean? Like male and female. Whether you go back down to it, male and female, that's what it comes down to. You have two options, male and female. The social construct behind all that, whatever you want to be, whatever. But you have two options, male and female, that it comes down to. Intersectionality whatever. Like, there's an idea that, you know, we were one gender and we've morphed into two, whatever. But it's two options, male and female. And it's like, I get the, you know, needing to respect both sides of it, but it's like, it's two options that you have. That's really what it comes down to. That's it.
What is it? It's hot dogs and burgers.
Hot dogs and burgers.
But
what were you trying to say? Like, what are you trying to say with that? Like, yeah, we have. That's what I'm saying. So we're codependent.
Yeah, that it's not just
so to preach
independence is not gonna be a soulful, just one solo independence. It's not just going to be me I'm independent on myself because I know that I need me and that's all I can sustain my life and my legacy with just me.
So nobody wants you to be independent. They want you to just have something to bring to the table.
Right.
Independence is a lie.
Right.
But to have something to bring to the table is key.
Yeah.
So we have to decide what is there to bring to the table, because these are the facts. You ready for the facts?
I'm ready for the facts. I'm ready for the facts.
Our generation is going to have the most, we're going to have the most people who wants to be leaders but don't know how to lead.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have the most artists without entrepreneurs. We'll have the most creatives without creators.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who's going to build streets? Everybody wants to be Kanye.
Mm-hmm.
But who's going to learn the math to build a building?
Mm-hmm.
How are we going to get these things done? So we'll keep going to the white man to ask to build this thing.
Yeah.
And ask for permission. We'll keep doing it. Our generation's not getting out of it.
Yeah.
The goal isn't for our generation to change it.
Yeah.
The goal is for us to set a playing field that can allow us to give something to our children.
Yeah.
And our children's children, so that our grandchildren will not know a life that we know.
Right. I feel that. I would definitely agree with that.
I definitely hear you, but as far as everybody wants to be Kanye, I would say that's so not true. Yeah. Not even just to hit it with it, but like.
But when I say
there's still incredibly amounts of people that will build that building.
Yeah, who want to be architects.
Everybody in our reality, our perception, our skin. Yeah. Want to be Kanye, you want to be Jay-Z, you want to be these people.
So our reality, our skin?
Yeah.
Exactly.
No,
so
I wouldn't even agree with just black people. I wouldn't agree that black people are the people who are driving forces behind wanting to be Kanye. Entertainers maybe, but I would say there are a lot of black.
Kanye is just a word to me.
But I'm saying there are a lot of black people who entertaining is not their only source of success. The bag. That's not. There's doctors. There's people who are going scientists. There are people who are architectures. There are people who are going in the other side of the realm, everything else besides entertainment, who are fighting to be that great in their field. I don't think that it's just entertainment. I think the media has created this idea.
Everybody at least has tried or has had that thought deep in their mind to be.
I mean to say, okay, who hasn't thought about?
Would not denounce being a public figure or an entertainer.
I've never been on social media and saw somebody and was like, "Oh, my goal." Like, everybody's goal is to have material things. Like,
I wouldn't agree with that. Materialism is a mainstream idea right now. However, there are sides. That's probably the rule, but there are exceptions to that. So to have a word to say everybody wouldn't be right, because there are a lot of people who that is not their main goal.
It's never everybody.
It's never everybody.
Take everybody back. A very high percentage.
A very high percentage wants materialistic things. I will definitely agree with that.
Influenced by the entertainment industry.
Yes.
And are striving to be known of their opinions and perceptions.
Mm-hmm. But I wouldn't say it's just because they want to be entertainers, especially when it comes to black people.
Especially when it comes to the internet. Now you don't even have to entertain.
Exactly.
And not even do anything.
Right.
Just content create.
Right.
Whatever that means.
But it still revolves around that world. And even being a content creator is a form of entertaining.
Because now you're just a public figure. Like now,
But even a public figure is putting himself out there.
Because nobody wants to work for anybody.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is this: our generation is a generation where we're setting the tone, we're creating new vibes. But like I'm still standing strong behind my opinion. I don't believe that our generation will be the generation that well, actually, we'll just have to save it. Because I don't want to say nothing about what we can't do or what we won't do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day.
Yeah.
That's not what I stand for.
I feel that. I respect that. Because, I mean, like, it's hard to... Nobody can control the future. Nobody knows what's going to happen. What we say right now,
I'll take back what I said, because I feel like I'm biased from definitely just my upbringing and what I've been around and what I chose to be around to say or to even co-sign that idea that most people want to be entertainers.
Because I'm
from California. I'm from places where that is a big part of their life. So I definitely see it as that. And if you look at my social media, what is there? Aspiring entertainers, and entertainers. So it's looking like everybody wants to do this. It's definitely not the case. So I learned something today.
A high percentage of them. But what I meant when I said that is that I want to know the names of these people. I want architecture to be valued. I want education to be valued.
To get as much clout as these artists are.
Because an artist is not changing my life. But the person who wrote the curriculum did, for the better or for the worse.
Mm-hmm.
The person who made this shirt did, for the better or the worse.
Mm-hmm.
Or the worse. Like, this is the moment where it has to be more. I want the product designers to be the new rock stars.
So once you know these names, what would you like to do with that?
My specific goal is to know, to be in cahoots with the Elon Musks of my generation, to know the people.
I was literally just thinking about him.
Harvard right now.
Yeah.
And trying to study and to work with black people.
Yeah.
Work with black people. That's my goal. Is to give black people something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Facts. Whatever. Like I spit in my face, slap me in the face, take everything. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
But my goal in my life is to give black people something, and to be able to sit in a room of black people who own gardens, own land, who build. They're scientists. They're trying to go to Venus. They're trying to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Once I know the names of these people, I will sit down with the room. I have a panel of 12 people. Okay? We'll meet once a quarter. And we'll talk about how do we create the best classroom for a black kid growing up in the ghetto.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my focus is not the world at this moment of my perception right now. Why I haven't seen the world.
Mm-hmm.
But I've seen black people struggle.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I don't want to help the world.
Right.
I haven't seen the world. But I've seen black people struggle.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to help struggling black people. You know
Do you think it's going to come to a point if like most black people had that ideology and they want to help black people and they want to better for black people, the black plight, do you think it's going to come to a point where we're like, okay, we're going to go and do our own thing. We're going to take our people and get some land and have our own society?
If that does not happen, we'll be slaves forever. It's going to happen.
What's it going to take for it to get out? Because there are a lot of black people who are not going to want to go.
Yeah.
Because this is what they know. You know, a lot. I think that's why, that's why slavery continued so long, because we were mentally enslaved. We weren't just shackled physically. We were mentally shackled.
But we have to realize there's always more black people. Like, don't go. I don't want you to come.
Yeah.
As long as I have a woman,
well, you
make our own world.
You should do two men, 2 women. Do 2 by 2s. Do it like Noah of Ark.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. She said Noah of Ark.
Jonah Ark. Jonah.
She'll take it there. Okay. Okay. Jonah of Ark. Okay.
Hello. Speak up. HighVibe.
Accept. Press 1.
Oh.
To send a voicemail, press 2.
Speak up. HighVibe.
Yeah, is this the call-in line for Lotus Radio Show?
Yes, this is Speak Up, Akema.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
This is the Wholesale Diva. I wanted to address the issue of black people coming together, pooling their money, like the young man was saying, and buying real estate.
Uh-huh.
Has that been addressed?
No, we haven't talked about that. We haven't talked about that.
I think you brought up something about, or you mentioned something about buying our own land. Or
Oh, yeah, going off on our own thing, yeah. Yes.
Okay. Because I'm focusing on traveling around the country trying to educate African Americans on buying real estate without banks, credit, or cash. And I think for the young brothers you have on there, they're millennials. I don't know their exact ages. I don't know if they said their ages. But at the young millennial age is when we need to get them started. And I think that's important, especially in the black community. All the other cultures are doing it, pooling their money together, buying real estate so that they can own land and they can own property, and it's not being done in the black community. Can you guys address that?
I definitely agree with that.
Okay.
Yes, we will definitely address that. We're going to hang up and we're going to address that on the show, okay?
All right, sounds great.
Thank you so much for calling in.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
The phone's about to die.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so what the conversation was about is that buying real estate, you know, putting it into the black community for the black community, buying real estate without, I think she said, credit or a bank.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
well, the facts is that the dollar's about to fall.
oh, definitely. Oh, my gosh.
So now we're looking at cryptocurrency.
What's cryptocurrency?
Cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, is sending money, trading money without a bank.
Okay.
So banks are about to fall.
Yeah.
People, everybody got all this money in a bank.
Yeah.
Like, so they're invested in something else.
Right.
So there's only a few things that, like, as me and my reality I can do, right? But God has blessed me with people in my reality who are like-minded,
mm-hmm.
and that will be able to achieve the visions that I have, right?
Mm-hmm.
So think about this. If today James Harden and LeBron James said, you know what, I'm done wearing Nike.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done wearing Adidas. I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want my own.
Mm-hmm.
For black people,
mm-hmm.
right? For the world, but black people gonna buy it because they buy everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They say, okay, I'm gonna put up 25 million. If LeBron James said, I'll put up 50 million, I want KD to put up 25. I want LeBron Steph to put up 25. That's $100 million company just like that started, right?
Uh-huh.
So with that $100 million company, you telling me you can't flip that and make $1 billion off of a $100 million startup?
Mm-hmm.
You telling me you can't go find some of the best designers in the world now because you got $100 million to go start up?
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is that we run to the mall when we get our advance. We run straight to Chick-fil-A now because we just got paid. I'm hungry. I want Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
I want to cook no more. I want Chick-fil-A now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I done had 4-for-4s because we done had so many 4-for-4s. Now we want the Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Now we want the Benihana's.
Yeah.
Now, you know what I'm saying? We run and rush to go spend our money. So we go get a car.
Yeah.
That as soon as you get off the lot, it what, bro?
Depreciates.
Exactly. So we getting black children are not taught at an early age
on how to save and take care.
Money.
Yeah.
But the idea of saving, the idea of investing, like, because we're the first generation to ask why. So for somebody else, like, parents have to be taught how to speak to their children,
mm-hmm.
how to communicate with them and get them to understand. Parents have to become philosophers so that they can break down topics and issues and discussions and say, okay, this is a why. Therefore, it's engraved in my mind why.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to run a red light because why? I might get hit. So, if I'm taught at a young age, don't eat all the food, save a little bit for later. You might get hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a why. Then I'll value it because there's something in it for me.
Yeah.
But if it's just first of all, we're not taught in general to save because we don't have enough to save.
Right.
That's crazy, right? We're born into a world and born into expenses that we don't even have enough to save. We don't have enough money to save money.
We're born into that. Yeah, no, definitely.
But as far as getting what the question was,
right.
or what she was trying to get us to do was speak about the real estate. I like your idea on the company. That
yeah,
can definitely happen at any time.
You can take that money and flip that and put that into the black.
It could be so much easier because, to be honest, it's $100 million right now being spent on a sack, a gram,
yeah,
a G,
yeah,
Coke, whatever,
yeah,
in our community,
yeah,
and everybody else's community as well,
right?
But our community, that's what
right.
we're talking about.
We're black people,
because in the now, we need to feel high because we feel indebted.
Yeah. You think that's what it is?
You don't feel good enough alone. Just sitting there right here. Bro, what are you doing? Call somebody up.
Right.
You go get 4 friends, 3 friends, something.
Yeah.
To make a communal vibe happen.
Right, right,
by
right.
yourself, you weren't feeling good enough.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what it is.
Not even that.
I think it's because I don't smoke weed to feel better. I smoke weed to waste time.
Everybody has different reasons. That's you. But
right. I think there are. I would agree with him. There's
all types of stuff.
Yeah. It's not enough to do. Just not doing.
But I'm saying,
so
but in the now,
I cannot do nothing high.
It's because you're thinking in the now. But because you're thinking in the now. But if you were programmed to think about 5 years later, or even just the future as a cause.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to get to.
Yeah.
Her asking us about real estate, that's a future move. It doesn't happen overnight.
Yes.
But
definitely.
for our community to all know, our pulling together is not beautiful for this day, but in the future, that is what it's for.
It's necessary.
It will be land,
yeah.
bro. Your son will not just have to wake up every day, have to go hit Ross to get $9.
Right.
He will have land.
Right.
But the thing about that also is that we're taught to worship someone else. We're taught to put your faith in someone else, and then he will forgive you for your sins, and you'll be better if they allow you into heaven. Mm-hmm. So we're taught so much about a savior that we don't even want to help ourselves. Like,
so you think that we're just waiting for somebody to come and save us?
No, we're actually doing the opposite because we're waiting for somebody to come to save us.
We're trying to save ourselves while waiting on somebody to come and save us.
This is what I'm saying. If somebody comes along and like, oh, I got a vision. Oh yeah, you got a vision. Okay, cool. But everybody has a vision,
mm-hmm.
and it's all the same vision. There's how many churches?
But there's too many.
And how many of those churches have schools?
There's a lot of schools in those churches. There's there are like little daycares.
Now, how many of those churches that have schools are actual school districts?
Nah.
None.
School districts.
So you have all these churches, but they don't have any school districts.
Yeah.
They're independently trying to teach, which is a good thing.
Uh-huh.
But if they came together and owned a school district, then they can compete with a AISD or a Fort Worth ISD
mm-hmm.
or a Keller ISD.
For sure. Definitely do that. But what if they used that money for schools and they actually had food supplies?
Right.
Because we were just talking about it yesterday, how good our community could be if that was just one thing knocked off. All of us had a communal food supply.
Yeah, a food bank.
I know it sounds like, whoa, how could that happen? Because it's just not happening right now. But with the right steps,
if
it's that
definitely.
many people going to church, if it's that many people that can just call each other, that can be set up in a matter of months.
Yeah.
The only thing that we can do, is You have to get rich to get money.
I have to be the one to get rich.
That's the
No,
only way.
you don't have to be the one, but you have to do it.
But okay,
People with opinions can't stay broke forever. That's what I'm saying.
That's true.
Trayvon Martin died. I went to the Doc bookshop, and there's a truck driver. He's speaking with the same intelligence as the teacher. The school teacher speaking with the same intelligence as the
warehouse.
As the warehouse man. But they all broke, so they can't change shit.
Yeah.
So if you don't have no money, then we can't do anything in general.
And no, if you have that mentality, you'll be broke forever, and two, you'll stay in the position that you're always in. If you have the idea that because I'm broke, I can't make a difference, I only have to get money in order to make a difference, you'll never really make a difference because you'll always be focused on making that money.
But until you get more money until you get more money then it's required to focus on Maslow's theory, you'll never grow. You'll never get to the top of your peak. You'll never peak.
I believe that money is.
In our community, we only want to listen to the people who's peaked.
Exactly. That's my.
That's point. Not even just our community. That's not even.
Fact.
That's not just our community.
By saying our community, we're not saying just anything because I don't know or care about anybody else.
That's what I'm saying.
But I'm saying I'm just saying our community. Okay. I get it. We're talking about
and
black
it's
people.
Not that.
But
and it is more like that in our community because I can go get a. I'm not even if I was white and I hit the moonwalk and did a little bit of what I did.
You get very far. You'll get very far. But I'm saying
Leandra Davis. You don't know.
I don't know.
She's one of the greatest singers in the whole world.
That's
but
opinion.
You know Adele. But you know Adele. We could put her face to face.
You can definitely
exactly.
You can definitely talk about Beyonce. What?
No. I'm talking about Leandra.
You can talk about you can talk about
Leandra Davis though.
Okay.
It's a gospel singer.
Okay.
And I'm talking about Adele.
I can say Yolanda Adams is the best singer.
And is Yolanda Adams Adele?
No. Wait, no. Where you
taking piss right there.
Let's just get back to the point.
Okay. We're talking about real estate. We're supposed to be talking about real estate in the black community. I like your shoes. But I think that the only way that can happen is if there is, let's come up with like a specific number of black people to come together, pull together their money, and put money into land and have that land and just grow on that land and grow on that land. But here's the thing. Not just black people, but I'm going to say black people, we get greedy. We get to the point where it's like, okay, well, we set this up. These are flaws in the black community. I get it. But it's just like, if we set this up, like you one way and we all got together, pulled our money together, and we went in and we bought a Tesla. Okay? We bought a Tesla. We're not going to go into real estate yet. We bought a Tesla. So we all we have specific days that we drive the Tesla. But somebody comes in and they're another black person. We're like, oh, you're cool. What's up? Blah, blah, blah. But they see that we got this Tesla. They're going to want to drive the Tesla too. And it's just like, well, you didn't put in anything for this. Like, do you really deserve to drive this Tesla? Do you really deserve to be on the team, part of the squad? Are you fam right now?
What are you saying?
I'm saying that we have to let go of our ego before we have to understand as black people that we need to come together and not just as people who are making money, people who got the bag, people who peaked, or people who are have a voice or whatever. We need to make a change for the sake of black people, for the sake of black people, and that's it. And not because I want to be remembered as this person who did this, or I did this for you, or whatever. It has to let go of ego for black people. We need to take what has happened and understand that this needs to fuel why we need a change in these moments.
So to do that, what do you need to do?
To do that, we need to get together like-minded black people in order to create a platform so that other black people can come to it. Because right now, there's not that. Right now, there's not a platform for us, for that black people are together and we're like, okay.
There's platforms, they just don't have big enough
bag. They don't have
We're sitting in it. But
well,
the main key is that they don't have a big enough bag. And I know if you think about the money that you don't have, you're always going to not have enough money. That's why I was just saying that they only really, really go with what's at the peak. White, black, Asian, or whatever.
I don't know. I don't agree with that.
Okay.
It's just.
Okay, but I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
This is one.
Because there's a great rapper right beside of me. Nobody knows him because he doesn't have the bag that another rapper does have.
Okay.
Because we're
That's
still.
all I'm saying.
But it's also, it's not
somebody
just about the
else's-
bag, it's about the connections that you make. But you're making the right connections to become the person with the bag. So you have.
But I'm saying the influence at the peak. I'm only saying at that influential peak. I'm not saying that he's not going to have that. I'm not saying that this is not going to be that. I'm saying the influential peak. That is what our community likes to see. That's all they want to listen to. That's all I'm trying to say. That it has to be deviated before. There's so many underground artists. Are you going to listen to Absol or are you going to listen to Ye?
Listen to Ye.
You're going to listen to Ye.
I like Absol though.
Exactly. I love Absol. I'll be like, bro, but he's... Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But are you listening to
That's
Ye?
mainstream.
Oh wait.
He's looking at that
But
at
here's
the
the
top
thing.
tier.
Here's the thing. Are you listening to Ye because you think he has influence because of the bag he has, or influence because of what he's done in the past?
Well,
There's
I
no
only
way
know
he
about what he done in the past.
No,
because
the-
of money. Like I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't even know.
But I'm talking about like the stuff he's put out in the past. Now I'm not talking about like what he's actually done. I'm talking about like.
Ever heard any of his music because he had money? If not, he would be me. He got signed to Jay-Z and he made the College Dropout. If he never had money, I would never know. But that's not it. That's not what we're talking about.
That's definitely not what we're talking
That's
about.
not what we're
I'm
talking
saying
about. But
that
we
was
have
the part
like,
that I was talking about before I left, and I needed to get that clear.
he had to get that off his chest.
I just needed to get that clear. That is what I feel like, or I have noticed that in our community, that instead we don't invest into what can be. It's just what already is at its peak. Because Jordan is Jordan, we're gonna go buy those because he was at the peak.
Oh man, I feel like I'm in school, dude.
Why?
I don't know. It's like all day I just been feeling weird. Like I got in the car and like I had a flashback of like the way a school cafeteria feels, and like everything about
In your car?
school, everything about school just makes me just scared, scared for my life. I'm just playing.
I'm dead.
But nah, this is what I'm saying. Though.
Okay.
Y'all ready?
Yeah.
You ready? So look, I might break it down.
Okay.
All right. So there's certain things we have to get past.
Okay.
Otherwise, we won't. Like there's facts, just facts. We're on Earth,
Yes.
right? We're in America, right?
Yes.
You need money to do anything. If you want to have impact in this game of America, you need money.
Mhm.
If you want to have impact, okay, you need money or attention. But attention,
money.
You
That's the only
but
thing that makes me
the
mad.
thing
It's not
is,
that we
you don't
don't
just
have
need
money.
you need both of those things. It's a cohesiveness. It's a symbiosis.
No, but you
Okay,
need
Karen,
money to
okay.
get that
Just let
second
me-
part
wait,
in our
hold on, let
community.
me
That's
just-
what I'm trying to
just break
say.
it down.
For sure.
Let's just break it down.
Get it.
You're broken.
That's so true. But
Break it
what
down.
you just said is what he's about to kill it, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
Okay, so
Go ahead.
you need money or attention. Money and attention equals relevance.
Okay.
Okay, so if we want to buy land, we need relevant people to co-sign having land.
Right.
Okay, because the thing about it is, people watch. When people are looking at your designs and they're looking for the hole in it.
Mhm.
They're looking for. They're waiting on you to fall off the stage so they can laugh.
Mhm.
That's just the facts.
Right.
To be great and not sell your soul, you have to be so much greater.
Yeah.
Not selling your soul to the devil, but selling your soul to an idea. You see what I'm saying? So we have to get past a few things. You have to get past the all lives matter. Fuck that. Black lives matter, dog. I'm black, man. You white person tell me that white lives matter, dog. I get it.
White lives have never not mattered.
I just don't care about the topic at hand. I just don't care. Like, in order for black people to be black people, because we're not even being black right now.
You don't think so?
I know not. You know why? Because what have black people, his skin tone, what have black people done? We've done great shit. We've built pyramids. Like, we've done great. We're not even being black.
Mm-hmm.
We're being African American.
Mm-hmm.
You know
African American.
I'm about to break it down just this one good time so that we could just, because the show's already running over.
Oh,
I'm just like
so
okay,
I'm about
bet.
to break this down. So look, you can't get past, you can't form anything if there's always an excuse and a but and an if
Mm-hmm.
and an add on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so for us to get anywhere, we have to say, okay, we're going to work with black people, which means that we need to get to a point. Akema has to blossom, One Way has to blossom, so that we can get to a point where what y'all say matters now. So that we get to a point where there's 100,000 people watching, then there's 100 million people watching.
Mm-hmm.
Then when we say something, it impacts culture.
Mm-hmm.
We can't get mad at people. Work their whole lives to be rich. People work their whole lives to not have to look at no price tag.
Yeah.
So we're shitting on them every time we're saying that money doesn't matter. It matters.
Right.
It matters. No matter what, it matters. Because even a person with the attention.
It matters only because we've created it too.
No, because we didn't create it. We didn't create it to do anything. Because they created it.
No, like I'm saying that the person, it matters to that person only because they've created it so much in their mind that they need it. That works so hard for it. You work so hard for that check, so it matters that much to you.
It's
so
like
you
trying
feel
to play a game without a controller. You're the one trying to play the game. Go do something. You don't want to play the game. Don't play the game.
Right.
But you want to play the game, so
This
you
is how
need
it
this
works.
controller. This is the game.
I mean, I'm able to accept that, but like if it comes down to it, and somebody asks me if is money the driving force behind everything you do.
Money isn't the driving force behind anything,
But if
and
the
anybody
biggest-
does, because money isn't anything but energy currency.
Right.
Energy is the driving force.
Okay.
Time, impact, legacy is the driving force.
Okay.
There wouldn't be slaves. There wouldn't be banks. There wouldn't be anything if they weren't controlled. If they weren't focused on time, legacy, and energy.
Okay.
Legacy. That's the driving force to a great man, to a great woman. Legacy. She's calling about real estate. Why? Because of legacy. Not because we want to flip that and invest it and make more money.
Mhm.
Because you can't take money with you anymore.
Right.
Everybody knows that. That's
Right.
that's like an unknown. I give you this watch.
That's a known unknown.
Yeah, it's a known unknown. I give you this watch. Boom, take the watch. I don't have a watch no more.
I got a watch, guys.
I don't have a watch no more.
I'm
The watch is gone. You give people, as soon as you give somebody a dollar, that dollar is then given again and again and again. Eventually, you're gonna have to give that watch to somebody. At least that watch is something that you can hold, you can pass down.
Right.
The dollar is just a dollar to trade for something that you actually want. I don't want money. I want something to eat. I don't want. It's like a bridge. It's a highway to get from here to there. That's all it is.
Right.
So, but you want to get there, so you need to value money. You have to value money and respect the fact that that's where you're at right now. That's the reality, the dimension that we're in right now. In this reality, I need a job. Mama need a job. I need a job. I need a job.
Hey, who's hiring?
Who's hiring?
Hey, Zion's out here.
Because I need a job. In this reality, that's what you need.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So we to even get to the discussion, to where we can even talk about a real estate,
Yeah.
or even talk about an advancement and the growth. We have to, like I said, have to first understand that black people are black people, and I'm not concerned about no white person, no Asian, no Hispanic people. I'm not concerned about all people, because all people not concerned with all people. We the only ones that's concerned with all people, and yet nobody concerned about us. So
I would agree with that.
that you have to get past that.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have to.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'll always be where we're at. We're at the bottom. If we don't get past the fact that we're broke, we're broke, and we're broke for the reason that you can't reach ascension if you're worried about what you're gonna eat at night.
Yeah.
But we're not broke though. As a whole community, we're not.
We're not broke.
Though. That's what be killing me, because Black Panther is the biggest grossing movie of all time already. And you know why? because they already put $280 million into just that movie. But we still broke. But Hollywood isn't. And it just gets me because the money is there. It's just not being put in the places where we can all eat. So when you're telling me, can you talk about it? I want to talk about it, but let's talk about it bringing $1 to the panel. If it's a $1 Million Man March, how wasn't $1 million raised? How? If it's an NBA Finals and every player on the court is black, how isn't it $5 from every person raised? It's spent on the ticket and the venue, but not just put into the black community?
Because it's not about the money you make, it's about who gave you the dollar itself and what you do with the dollar once you get it.
Exactly. But
we don't have the option. You can't. You don't have.
That's what I'm saying. You got to get to this platform to give them the option.
So first, you have to get to. You have to create a platform. We're at a platform. Right?
Okay.
We don't have to talk about it no more. We're in manifestation.
Yes.
Right now. We're at HighVibe Media.
Yes.
Raising the elevation.
This is the platform.
This is it. We're at platform.
Right.
Now we have to build a platform. We have to build it.
Yeah.
You have to grow as a person.
Right.
Speak Up has to grow. You have to grow. I have to grow. We have to grow.
Yeah.
To matter. To understand things and how things work and how we can get things done and expand visions and collaborate with people and bring people together. But it has to come from direction. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like a man with no vision is what?
Just a man.
He's not a king. He's not a god. He's just a man. It show's over.
And on that note, we're going to end the show. We talked about moral decline. We talked about gender. We talked about the black community. We talked about a lot today. And next time, y'all already know what the conversation going to be about. N-I-N-D-E-P-E-N-D-E-N-T. Do you know what that means? Woo. We'll see you guys next time. I am Akema Mba.
I am one with the way.
This was Speak Up on HighVibe.
HighVibe. Enjoy your day.
It's so elusive.
Hey, 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 hey. And this goes out to all my LA sunshines, my LA girls. Yeah, this goes out to all my LA sunshines, my LA girls. Hey, 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 hey. I'm not trying to first base with your girl, I'm trying to own it. Not just in it for the moment. Can I hit it in the morning? Are you in first place? Tell me, baby, does he really notice? Are you loving in the motion? Ever showed your knees approaching? And I know you like to go to after parties in Vegas. Take a trip to Jamaica or pull up and go see the Lakers. And you are my LA sunshine, but we met in Decatur when you said you were cuffed up until your ex caught the vapors. Now you get lit at night. Lit at night. I got you at the crib right now. I'm really hoping that you spend the night. Spend the night. I'm not the only one to hit it, just the only one to hit it right. Hit it right. So when they ask you what you doing, girl, just tell them that you're living life. Living life. As long as it's lit at night. Lit at night. As long as it gets lit. Hey, lit, 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 lit. Girl, I swear you got me lit, lit, so lit, lit, lit. Them other girls can't get me lit like this. Can't fight this enlightenment. I like this excitement. I'm righteous, I'm I man. I skywalk, float by them. See, I the king, I lead them, cause I'm so wise, man. I told them this Leo season, I'm gon' shine, man. Now I'm in LA with juice and lemon. Now you get lit at night, lit at night. I got you at the crib right now. I'm really hoping that you spend the night. Spend the night. I'm not the only one to hit it, just the only one to hit it right. Hit it right. Oh. So when they ask you what you doing, girl, just tell them that you're living life. Living life. As long as it's lit at night. Lit at night. Now it's
stay lit. Party never over. Lately I stopped drinking, but I'm never sober. Love the way it shake. Wonder what you doing later. Come and roll with a player. You can count this paper. Blue hundreds to the new hundreds, and it match my new Porsche. Holding on to the wheel, baby, and I know you feel this torque. Nah, I done got you to my room, baby. Please take off your shoes, and you know I roll this weed up, 'cause tonight there ain't no rules. Now you get lit at night, lit at night. I got you at the crib right now. I'm really hoping that you spend the night, spend the night. I'm not the only one to hit it, just the only one to hit it right, hit it right. So when they ask you what you doing, girl, just tell them that you're living life, as long as it's lit at night, lit at night.
It's so elusive.